Hello, hello, hello. Here again for you and for me, for us all, for the community. There we go. Welcome. The panel is open. The link is dropped, and the show is on. It goes on. It must go on. The show must go on and is on. All right. Welcome to Wednesday, people. What are we going to do? I'm going to start with the prompts. Give us a cool prompt for today. And by the way, this weekend is Pride, where I'm at, the real in-person Pride. So look for that. That's in a few days. I haven't been to a Pride in a while, a few years. This one might be good. Hang on. Ooh. All right, I'll throw this one in. Oh, and remember, this is a new family channel. It's a Christian family channel for adults, as well as a gay bar for straight men. There's a big overlap there. All right, hang on. Here's our prompt. What kind of person changes a room without trying to control it? This is going to be hard for me because some of it's the vibe stuff I don't notice, or I notice it's happening, but I never understand why or what's going on. So think about that for a second. I forgot to grab my tea. All right. I like, if by a room they mean a panel, I know from just like hosting panels that certain things do change depending on who comes on and when. But they want to know about the ones that are not deliberately trying to control it, because a lot of the changes come from people trying to change it or just really strong dominant personalities, which would be one answer. Dominant personalities, which I'm used to, because back home that's everyone has one. Like, I was the quiet one back home. If you don't have a dominant personality, you just get lost. Nobody pays attention to you. So almost everyone has very strong personalities, or can hold their own personality wise, at least. A lot of times I'm the person changing the room without trying to control it, especially up here, because my background, like my operating system, is so different. Just when I try to interface, it throws everything off. Sometimes that happens on panels and online too. Really attuned to the moo. I like that. Someone who's naturally confident or really attuned to the moo. The mood. I like the moo. Like a moo ring. All right, we're gonna put that on the merch list for our cult. Everybody gets moo rings. Back to this changing. And hey, Leggy, what's up? Like Leggy, I think Leggy changes a room when he comes on, but I don't think he's necessarily trying to control it. It's just personality. It's a change in the personality, like, palette of the panel and the dynamics. In fact, if I remember, we can point some out today. Their presence, shift. Speaking of shifts, it happens with her a lot too. I think the vibe. She brings a certain vibe with her that changes the room, but I don't think she's trying to control it. So those are all examples so far of what kind of person. A lot of the people that come on here, you can watch the show and you can watch it happen as people come up. See what happens with the room. and if they're trying to control it or not. This is a very low control room. I just step in and control it when I see fit for very specific reasons, but I try to keep it to a minimum. And I didn't grow up with a lot of control either. It was very permissive. Everybody did what they wanted. There was not really any authority to answer to, other than at school, like your teachers at school, but they were nice. We liked all of our teachers. It wasn't a big deal. And like the Cajun culture is not a heavily authoritarian culture to begin with. So like authority as a concept to be scared of, or like that to live your life by, was very foreign to us. And then growing up, our house was the house that everybody came and hung out at and could just be themselves. Like there wasn't a lot of rules or authority. It was like a frat house or the local hangout center, teen hangout, the arcade. And so I didn't really grow up with people controlling rooms, or other than I said, like with personality. Just that's mostly how I see it done. If the question is how does the person change the room without trying to control it, I would say with their personality. Some people are very high energy, like energetic, high voltage. Some people are very low energy. They bring like a grounded, chill vibe to things. Some people animate, some people accelerate. Some people like throw chaos or spontaneity or unpredictability. Fun, that's a good way to change a room without necessarily trying to control it. Just make it a little more. You can turn the fun up just a little bit. That's another thing Cajuns are very good at. We like to have fun. We work very hard, but we like to have fun while we do it. Like there's no reason to for the two to be separate to us. You can work and play at the same time. So we always find little ways to bring in fun and make things fun. That's another thing we grew up doing. Not only like very low authority, but we always kept ourselves entertained. We didn't depend on adults. And so we were always trying to find ways to make the moment fun or funny. What silly little game could we make out of it, or what could we find to laugh about? Um, that that kind of thing too. So we were always active. Our minds were very active, and like helping to contribute and shape our environment and experience ourselves. I guess we did a lot of power testing as kids, and we discovered we had an enormous amount of power on our own just as kids. But also, the adults learned very early that they could trust us. So they we got the freedom to be left alone a lot whenever we wanted. Like now, I hear that in some places there's laws about the kids can't go to the park by themselves if they're under a certain age, or you can't leave them alone under a certain age. And we were doing all of that very early. My mom could leave us alone probably when we were 6, 7, 8 years old, maybe. Um, we were walking all over town, probably younger than that, by ourselves. So to think that that stuff could be illegal now is very, very, very disorienting to me. It also depends on like what kind of change to the room. Are they changing it in a good way? Are they disrupting it or changing it in a negative way? Because those could be two different kinds of people. Or, of course, all in the same person as well. Now I really want someone to come up for panel because I want to test this. Now that we have a live working theory, or not really theory, but a set of observations now that we have reason to collect. But in the meantime, well, there was another prompt that kind of caught my eye too. So I'll throw that one in. And it is this. What do people know instantly? Like you know, and you know that you know, and I know that you know that you know that I know that you know that you know. But people spend months pretending not to know. They do this little dance. I've seen this happen a lot. Sexuality is one of them back in my day. And I always think, like, even at a young age, like the parents know. I feel like my parents knew, even though I didn't formally tell them until I was older. I don't think it caught anybody by surprise. And that seems to be common too. So things like that where people know, maybe somebody's having an affair, or there's something in a relationship or a family, maybe sometimes abuse or dysfunction, and everybody can see, but they pretend not to know. To keep the peace, they don't know how to confront. It's not their business. There's so many rationales you can come up with, and some of them may be valid. So things like that come to mind at first. Do we know ourselves and pretend not to know? Like, are there, like, deep down, you know, you're this thing, even though you want to spend your whole life pretending you're not? I wonder if that's possible. Probably. Let's assume that it is, and that some of us do it. So those are our prompts for today. Okay, I remembered my tea, but I forgot to put it into the water. So now I'm going to have weak, diluted, warm tea. But it is through my own actions and negligence and foolhardiness. So I brought the consequence on myself. I will take it. All right, that's really all I got. So I want to hear from you. And in the meantime, what's today? Wednesday. We got tomorrow and Friday, and then it's Pride. It's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be block party style. They close off a street or two, and there's bands, booths. I have to be careful of the copyright music. Um, Tables, food trucks, stuff like that, I think is what to expect. So we'll go walk around and see what we see this weekend. And of course, what are you proud of? That's our standing question for the entire month, because it's Pride for everybody this year. The gays do not get to hog Pride anymore. We got our goals met. We got our marriage equality. The trans do not get to hog it. They are way too dictatorial with it anyway. None of the other letters get to hog it. And anybody that's not a letter gets to come in and be proud as well. That is my version of Pride. From henceforward, let it be decreed. So, what are you celebrating for Pride? I'm celebrating that we're now a Christian family channel for adults. I like that new direction. It doesn't have to be Christian. That just seems to be what it turns out to be. It's really the family part that I'm jiving on, because I'm not going to ever have one of my own. So help watching other people's families like grow and thrive and be healthy and all of that, I can geek out on. unless you count two people, like a pair as a family, which I had with Mike. But I don't expect to have that again either. So um, I'm okay being the cheerleader, ally, family ally. All right, here's our other prompt. I wish somebody would come up and change this room. Partly because I want to see the experiment. I want to see some changes as they happen. Because one thing I do with these transcripts is I run them through the AI, and then it like gives me feedback. And every time it structures them, it's like the first half was this, and then this person showed up and it changed to this, and then this guest came on and it changed to this. So the AI is able to map some of these changes just by who comes on and what they do to the show. But it's only going off of text and words. It's the only components that it has, which is probably why I'm able to work with it so well. Let's see, their own social faults. Oh, okay, that's the answer. It's for this. People know. You think people know their social faults? Okay, I have so many questions, and I'm not even done reading. What are social faults? How do we know? How are we aware of them other than socially? And what about those of us that either are not aware of them or have way more difficulty learning them than other people? The moment they recognize a flaw, they take months to accept it as a flaw, and then months to consider it a flaw great enough to change. But it's flaw according to what, though, is what's hanging me up. Because a lot of people would think things about me and people like me that are flaws that I don't consider a flaw. So just because someone thinks, I mean, they might think rocking is a flaw. That doesn't make it a flaw or make it anything I have to change. So who sets the standard of what a flaw is, too? This is a great prompt. Because I'm not sure. I'm not put it this way, because I have experience living in several different cultures in the US. I had no friction from Louisiana to Vegas. But then moving up here, I think from both places and trying to interact with the culture here, there are things that emerge that still emerge, like the high emotion is one example. That are flaws up here, but they have never been a social fault or flaw anywhere else. And I don't personally think they're a flaw or see them as a flaw either. It's just a cultural paradigm that's common to where I'm at now. So that kind of stuff, like, is that a social fault or is that a cultural, like, just feature of the landscape? Let's see. The social game is for the society. A mundane act in private might be disruptive in the social. Yeah, like I think of kink and the kink at pride debate. I think there's some things that you should have the freedom to engage in, but also privately. Like, the public does not need to participate with you. So I'm very kink positive, sex positive, pro all of that, but not in public because of the element of consent and participation from other people. So I agree that there are things that could be completely normal and ordinary in private and very disruptive in public. Drug use, marijuana. Like, in here, it's illegal to smoke weed. Even though it's legal, you're not supposed to smoke it in public. You're supposed to smoke it in the privacy of your home or in your car or in places away from other people. And so it's also, oh wait, hang on. Or it might not, it's all relativistic. Right, that's the point I was trying to get at. So what if flaws are all relativistic, then what really is a flaw? And so it is also up to the person if they consider it a flaw at all. Right, I measure it against goal. Like, what is the person trying to achieve for themselves, does it impede that? Does it impede their functionality towards some like stated goal or aim? And if not, then it may not be a flaw for that person. It may be a flaw for everybody else. But no one's obligated to adopt something about themselves as a flaw just because other people insist that they do. There's got to be a higher criteria than that, and something that includes input from that person's own internal sense of the thing. See, this again, like exactly what I said, this makes it seem very internalized. But the way they show up and I see them treated is as is socially. Like I said, until I moved here, I didn't even know what some of my flaws were. Talking with my hands has been pointed out as a flaw. Being tall and male has been pointed out as a flaw. Things like that. And then growing up, like being effeminate or like having a high-pitched voice or something would be a flaw. Where up here, nobody even cares about that stuff. So a lot of things that are flaws only show up when there's a social contrast to bring them out between that person's normal behavior and the culture, what the culture considers a flaw. All right, the social mask I have to adapt for Norwegian social life is good. Then a behavior which impedes this. See, I don't consider just cultural edit. Like, I'll give an example. When I moved to Vegas and the West Coast, I had to learn very quickly not to call women their ma'am like we do in the South. In the South, everybody's ma'am. It's a sign of respect. And in the West Coast, it's an insult. It means they think you think they're old, and they get very huffy and reactive if you call them ma'am. So I had to learn very quickly. I had to like force code switch that in this culture, ma'am is a flaw. Calling someone ma'am is a flaw. But where I come from, calling someone ma'am is a social. What's the opposite of flaw? Something that like a social advantage or merit that allows you to succeed and advance socially. So I don't consider calling someone ma'am a flaw in and of itself. It's in that context, it's a flaw because of that culture, not because there's something about the act of calling someone ma'am. All right. Perfect. I was going to suggest this. Here he is, folks, our favorite Norwegian.
Okay.
The dog. Are you yawning? Did you just get up?
No. You'll have to accept though that the microphone isn't exactly optimal because I'm not where I usually am, so I'm using my laptop now. But hopefully it's fine.
You know, you sound fine. Where are you usually? I mean, where are you currently?
With my parents.
Oh, you had to jump on. I mean, I'm glad you did.
No, it's fine. I've
Because I was
been here for
I
a few
was
weeks.
prepared to do it from the chat.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that perhaps it's better if I join. Now, I have noticed about myself that through text, I'm able to be more innovative and reasonable in my thinking. Sort of when I'm talking verbally with you, I get stuck in my own arguments because I'm, more. I also have to be concerned about listening to what you're saying and how that impacts arguments I've already said. Whilst in text, my brain just allows itself more bandwidth to consider different arguments for the same thing or be more loose, which is interesting. There's a whole different, again, the social mask. There's a difference between being in the chat and being on the panel.
So do you then do you ultimately determine for yourself what a flaw is if you're confronted by all these different opinions of what constitutes a flaw? Like you said, you have the bandwidth to kind of explore deeply into each one. So ultimately, it's you that's deciding. It's not other people.
Yeah, I mean, at the very bottom it is, though, at least for me, most of that stuff is sort of intuitive. You know, if I did something wrong, a social faux pas, how do you say it? Faux pas?
Faux pas.
Faux
Or
pas.
faux pas, like one of my teachers used to
No,
say, and we
I'm
used
not
to
gonna say
laugh.
faux pas. That sounds silly. But no,
Yeah,
like,
it did. This was a college professor, and he called them faux pas.
oh,
That was a
okay,
faux pas right there.
yeah, but
Yes,
my
faux
point
pas.
was, what was my point? Yeah. Even though at the end it's sort of all yourself at the very core, at least to me, the way it presents itself is through emotion. Like, I do get emotional responses, not necessarily strong, but like brief, like so short, like disgust at myself or any other emotion if I do something wrong in the social life. Like, I say a sentence wrong, and then an instant later I realize, oh, that's not what I should have done. You know, I can reason around it and say that, oh, the reason this is a flaw is because of XYZ. But my feeling comes from the social, from the emotional aspect of it. So, like, whilst it may be logical at the core, it is primarily an emotional response, I
Well,
think.
that's the function of emotions anyway. It's our
Yeah.
evaluating function. But do you consider your emotions social? Like when you're having those reactions, um,
I mean,
I
they're
I
reacting
consider those
to
derived from
social.
myself, but it sounds like you consider the social environment to have maybe more of an
Well, yeah,
influence.
if I said that thing to myself alone, I wouldn't get a reaction. But because I say it in an environment that is a specific social environment, I get that reaction. I mean, for a very crass example, a slur. You know, if you say the slur in the room alone, it doesn't really do anything. But if you say it in a room full of black people, now it suddenly has a different social
Oh,
connotation, even to
yeah,
yourself.
for
So, like,
sure. Do
it
you
just
say it by yourself? Like, are you ever tempted to like, does it ever come up when you're alone?
um I mean, if it's the most fitting word, I view it as just another word in the dictionary, but you know, it has pretty strong connotations, so it's not as if it's a word you use pretty frequently. And I think on all slurs, you shouldn't use them frequently because then they lose their power. You know, if you want to have a strong word, you can't
But
dilute
if
it.
it's a language you're using with yourself, it like, you'd
Yeah,
only
but the
be
power of that word is primarily social.
even to yourself.
Yeah, of course, because there's not many situations where it would be suitable for myself. And that goes
Well,
for
we
any
have a
word.
live example actually because y'all, my mom just sent me a text.
Oh,
Listen what she says.
and
You're
you
rocking
can
too
share this.
much, hard to follow. So this is an example right there of what she's considering an obvious fault. Now, granted, she grew up with me my whole life. She knows about the rocking.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I have to do what she said. I have to like evaluate it and say, "Oh my
yeah.
God, am I rocking too much? My own mom can't follow me. That's a flaw. I have to do something about it." But then I remember when I started this whole podcast and the whole rocking issue, and I've already worked through that, and
Mhm.
everybody determined it wasn't an issue, and it's not an issue for me. And
No.
so, do I suddenly make it an issue after all this time, or do I ignore it as a flaw, or do
Yeah.
I say, "Well, I'm sorry, it's hard for you to follow. It probably is hard for a lot of people. Thank the
I mean,
people that it's not hard for, that are able to show up, etc." So I'm in that process of, okay, I need to decide if it's a flaw or not. And of course,
that's
I
also
don't
the
think it
thing, though.
is. The rocking's not gonna stop, and she knows
Yeah.
that.
I mean, you can also look at it as in a like cost benefit ratio. Like, what you get from the rocking is probably more than a very minor disruption someone else gets. Like, to me, of course, it's sort of disruptive when they do it the first time, but then you're used to it and then you forget it and don't even notice it. So, like, it's a 10-second disruption and a very minor one at that. And so if that level, very low level of disruption is enough to sort of put you off, then you're probably just masking a broader issue and you're sort of hiding it behind something very surface level. So I don't, you know,
Yeah, like, is stemming a flaw? That's a great question.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I
Like
think technically it can be disruptive, but like if it's at the level
it
of more
doesn't
rocking.
have to be.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it can be disruptive for those who like if they enter a room and they see you doing it, then maybe. But then 10 seconds later, when they're focusing
Right.
on what you're saying,
It's a
it's
lot
nothing.
easier for them to desensitize and
Exactly.
like re-normalize to that than it is for the stimmer to stop stimming.
Yeah,
It,
exactly. And so that's sort of the social negotiation between all these different uniqueness in how people act socially. And
I guess
I'm
that's why I'm so interested in keeping this category of flaw very loose and fuzzy
yeah,
because so much of what is normal for us gets put into it by the people. And
I I suppose if we accept a flaw as anything that's disruptive, that is a massive range. As I said, something that's
but then
disruptive
everything's a
this
flaw
second.
potentially.
Yeah,
Like a
exactly.
black person could see you as a flaw just because you're white and you're disruptive to their
True,
worldview.
true. But I wouldn't accept that as a legitimate flaw, you know? But if I'm sitting in
No,
the back
neither
of the
would I.
room banging on a trumpet, no, not banging on a trumpet, like banging on the desk, you know, I would say, yeah, that is a flaw. And so, I probably shouldn't be doing that. So there's levels, like if I accept the flaw you're pointing out or reacting to as legitimate, then should I change it? If it's very, very minor, probably not. Like it does nothing, like you're rocking, that really does nothing to the listener, at least
I
after
hope
a
not.
desensitization period. Whilst if it's something else, if for example, you see a lot of people who are nervous who have glasses, they'll take on and off their glasses all the time. Like that is quite noticeable. And another very funny thing, which I get like it's sort of irrational annoyance, is when I'm listening to someone a YouTube video or whatever, and they pick up their glass to drink, but then they just keep talking and never drink. They just hold it up to their mouth, like, and they never stop, and then they
Oh,
put it
you're
down
waiting for
again.
them to drink?
Yeah, it's like
They
a
set an
visceral
expectation.
reaction. Like I actually get an emotional, very minor like disgust reaction from that because it's like, bro, take 2 seconds to pause. You can pause speaking for 2 seconds to get that drink. I can see you're
I know what
thirsty.
it's like though when you get on in a conversation thread and you're holding yes, I
Yeah, but there's one thing holding the cup. There's another thing like taking it up to your mouth or to your face,
oh, well,
and
you
then
mean
just
that you watch them set it down, but then they never pick it up again?
no. They pick it up, and then they go on to drink, but they never do it because right before they take a drink, they begin talking again, and then they
Yeah,
put the glass down as if they
without
had
ever
had the
having
drink.
taken a sip. I
Yeah,
wonder if they
it's
know. You think they realize?
um. I think if you realized, you would notice how stupid it is and just take a sip. Because, like, if you're picking up the glass, then that's usually because you're thirsty. And so,
Right,
if
at
you
that
realize
moment
that,
in time, but then your brain can if you wait too long, like,
yeah,
100 other things can happen between the moment you picked up the glass.
maybe those 2 seconds of talking is worth it rather than the disruption of taking a drink. Who knows? Like, if you're making a really concise point, I get it. But, you know, at some point, you could
Because I'm
take a
wondering if
drink.
they even notice. Because rationally, it makes no sense to consciously
Yeah.
pick up a glass, hold it, and then put it down. So it's like their brain reset and got on some other track, and then they just either um they set the glass down or just put it down without even realizing.
It's probably autopilot. Either it is the speaking that's on autopilot, or it's the hands picking up the glass that's on autopilot. When you just doing stuff, you have a glass in front of you, you get that brief instance of, oh, I'm thirsty, but you consciously aren't aware of it because you keep on talking and you're engaged. And so, you pick it up without thinking. And you never really think about it, but you can't drink because your mouth is doing something else. It's speaking.
I see people do that with cigarettes or joint. They'll pick it
Oh,
up and they'll go to smoke it and they'll start talking and they'll hold it in their hand or their mouth or they'll hold the lighter and they'll talk and talk and talk. It'll take them forever to actually light the thing.
yeah. It like those things. I I know that they are irrational reactions on my part, but like when people, whilst they're in conversation, do a physical action and they don't complete it, I get annoyed. That's just like if you're
See,
making a
what
point.
is that your flaw or there? That's what like where what makes a flaw a flaw? Is it your internal stuff?
I think if it's a one-off for that person, it's my flaw. But if it's something they do like dozens of times, then bro, come on, drink, take a sip,
Maybe
or
that's just it's part of that's just their past. Oh my god,
yeah,
I'm
true.
so glad I don't pay attention to stuff like that. Oh, it would
Like
I'd be
another
as neurotic
example.
as the rest of you.
Another example would be a presenter, like a professor at school. If he's making points, and like point one, and he puts up one finger, point two, point three, and then he just stops putting up fingers, but he still says point four, point five, without like continuing the finger counting.
Yeah, I would
That's
probably catch
also
that too.
really
I'd be like,
annoying.
"Where's your finger?
Yeah,
It's gonna
exactly.
bother me. Can you go put your finger back where the finger
Yeah,
was?"
like, I'm putting up my hand. Hey, professor, like, can you keep counting? You stopped. It's very disruptive. I'm glad we can agree that that is a very annoying behavior.
Well, I can see why it would annoy someone. Like why with certain brains, I can definitely see why they would even notice it would catch their it would like vibrate on their brain and why it would be frustrating.
Yeah, and it's also, for example, if you're pointing and you're gesticulating, if it doesn't conform with what you're saying, it's like for example when you're talking politics and you're using your hands while you're talking, and then you say, oh, and the left wing, and you use your right hand, like that's wrong. That just doesn't work. You gotta have some orientation with it. You can't say left wing with your right hand and right wing with your left hand. Like that's are you a toddler? Like, don't you know your directions?
It's not all of us. Yeah, some of us are like when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, that's also, I'm confused by that, I'll be honest. But 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 no, those kinds of things. Any sort of when there is an incongruence between like what you're saying and what you're doing, it's yeah, there's something to that.
It's spot well, but that's oh my god, that's like me and almost everybody I know. Incongruity between your inside and how you come across.
No, that's not what I meant. If you're using your body whilst you're talking to make a point, for example,
Yeah,
or if
no,
you're
that
doing a
even
bodily
that.
action.
I
Yeah.
do that all the time. People are constantly misreading my body language or what my body's doing.
Well, then
And
it would
it's
be more
again, it's one of
difficult.
those things you don't even realize.
Yeah.
I may not even
Although,
realize I'm pointing or making some kind of little hand motion when I'm talking, and they're reading it in a way totally
yeah,
different than I'm even intending.
I suppose it's difficult for me to comment upon you because we've had so many hours of talking, and so at least to me, your body language is something I couldn't explain it consciously, but I do
But it
understand it.
wasn't that hard because
No.
like the first day you came on, I feel like we
Yeah.
connected and we had a we were able to build that rapport. We talked for hours and they didn't stop the conversation going to some very deep and interesting places. And so people can get that's why I don't understand why it's such an issue because people get over that stuff all the time very quickly. So I just assume people are gonna like look past it after a few hours.
Yeah. And I mean,
But some
the
people don't
vast
or can't.
majority of people adapt to each other very quickly. We are all social
Yeah.
animals. It
Especially like
it
race, gender, all that stuff. I think people are way more adaptable than they get
I,
credit
I
for.
think there's sort of a curve where at the very beginning there's the most difficulty, then it becomes easier and easier, and then as you get to know them more, it might become more difficult if you find very deep incompatible uh, natures, you could say. I think there is something to that, at least personally.
But
Some
even
friends.
at that point, I think that's a different kind of difficulty than that initial,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
aversion from unfamiliarity.
yeah, yeah. It's
And
probably that
even
true
that I
understanding.
see people overcome, which gives me faith that it doesn't have to be a barrier to coexisting.
That's a hopeful vision.
Well, I mean, I'm Gen X. Like we thought that was the norm. My generation thought we had arrived. We look back to the civil rights and we're like, oh God, thank God our generation's not doing that anymore. We're all getting along and seeing each other as individuals, the
Hmm.
colorblindness, and that's what we did. If there was a new friend in the group, they were that person and their name, and you got to know them as a person. You didn't pay attention to what color they were, or what they looked like, or anything like that. And then I watched it go backwards. I watched people suddenly become way more focused on that stuff than my generation was. And I said, I don't think this is the right direction to go with this. I think our generation was coming out of all of that.
I would say though that I do think that you should of course judge people as individuals, but at the very beginning when you don't know them, the only thing you know is their outwards characteristics. And so
You
that
know
could
their
be an entrance.
behavior, you know how they treat people. Because we were always taught that that was prejudice. That was the definition of prejudice. When you have a pre-existing notion of how someone's going to be
Yeah.
based on a characteristic they have or a label or a group
I mean,
membership. And so we
I
went
wouldn't
out of our way to not do that because prejudice was not supposedly a good thing.
I do agree, but I do think that comes after you have met them. You have prejudices and preconceived notions, and then you update them to the individual. And it's very
But
important that you
the
allow the
goal is
individual.
to have as little as possible or to be aware of them
Yeah,
and
but I
like
think
keep
that's
them
impossible.
from
I think
and
if
so
you're
most of us
not,
strove to do that and we did a
yeah,
pretty good job.
I do think though that if you're trying to be as without prejudice as possible, you're often also hiding deeper opinions that you don't really think about. I think it's better to be honest with yourself about your prejudices and then update them or discard them when it comes to individual people, rather than sort of believe that you have no preconceived notions of anybody, because I think that's impossible.
But that was
That's
also the key to all of that is the focus on the individual allows you to do all of that. You don't have to like learn all these millions of different characteristics. You just focus on the individual person in front of you, that unique person, and you get to know them as that person. And it cuts through all that stuff. So that's what we did. Like everybody was an individual and all of that other stuff receded. It had less relevance.
I suppose, at least personally, often with the more I learn about someone, the more uh, stereotypical many of them get. There are some people who just straight up are stereotypical. There's some who are completely unique individuals, but I also know of a lot of friends who, the more I learn of them, the more like, oh yeah, these are just a stereotype, a perfect example of
Are
the group.
you sure that's not you though?
I could be one of
'Cause
them.
you and I, like, we do this. We tend to move backwards. I mean, in opposite directions. Because I'm the opposite. The more I get to know a person, the more like nuance and subtlety I start to notice that makes them different from the stereotype
Oh no,
that
no,
they first
I'm
might
not
have
saying
appeared.
that.
And yours starts to resolve into the stereotype the more you
No,
talk to
I'm
them.
saying some people do. Not saying all. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm just saying that some people are in fact very stereotypical, and so I.
oh my God! Y'all don't wait. Hang on, we got to settle this. This is way more important. Do y'all not walk around and brush your teeth? I do that all the time. I walk down the hall. I go look out the
Yeah.
kitchen window. I walk to the front door because it times it. Like once I'm through with my little walk, then I've been doing it
Hmm.
enough, and I can go spit it
I
out.
do it
It
sometime to prefer the esoteric feeling of it. There's just something special about doing it. A
it is.
mundane mysticism.
I like walking and brushing the teeth. Is she said she? Oh no. Well, that's what we're talking about. Flaws. Is that necessarily a flaw just because you can't stand it? Some people would say, yeah, Jeff, that's a flaw. You need to change it. Shift is making you aware of it. And then some people would say, who is Shift to decide what my flaws are? That's exactly what we're talking about. I'm a brush wanderer. And I'm also what was the other one you hate? The nail clipping. Oh, public. No, I don't do it in public.
Yeah, now that's just disgusting. Don't do that.
Oh my God, IG, you too. Okay, we're discuss. See, maybe this can be a Christian family brush wanderer channel.
Chris- uh, but you can deal with this. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water. You'll have 2 minutes to deal with this nail clipping thing.
Okay, sure. And plus, we got our cult going, so we can just engineer a solution to this. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. Shit, we'll figure it out. And I forgot, I didn't get your B-52 story yesterday. While you, oh wow, I'm jealous. That sounds nice. I would walk up and down the porch or the veranda or whatever you had the lanai. We're I forgot where Dobez and I were in the conversation, but we were talking about flaws earlier and like how much of them are socially determined versus actually a flaw. And the rocking came up as an example, and then my mom sent me a text saying that I was rocking too hard and she couldn't follow the episode. So that was a so does that make it a flaw or not? To her it is. She can't watch the show because of it. But to me it's not. It's I'm trying to normalize it and there's nothing I can do about it. She knows that. You're walking the plank. Walk it up here. Take the plank that comes up here. There's one that goes up. It's like a ramp. Take that plank. And then when you jump off, you'll land in here. Oh, hey, Ross. Oh my God. You too. Here. I get so excited when I see you. I'll give you some fans.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
You
All right,
had
we're
some
back. What were we talking
music.
about?
We don't need to go back to nail clippings. I don't.
Oh, because we don't remember.
I have a question. In America, where you grew up, did you have like a silent Sunday tradition where like you're not supposed to cut the grass or mow the lawn or do anything housework that's loud on Sundays?
It wasn't so much because of quiet. Some churches or some some families, and it was common, observed a religious tradition where they didn't do work on Sunday and it was a time to spend with family. And some areas where I'm from, and it was more common when I was younger, they had the blue laws where businesses were not even allowed to be open on Sunday, or stores could not sell certain types of alcohol on Sunday. So Sunday was very different structurally
Mm-hmm.
growing up than any other day. And there were some religions and families that
Mm,
followed the tradition of not doing anything on Sunday. Our family was not one of them. I
no.
mean, we didn't really work on Sunday anyway, but if there was work that needed to be done, the fact that it was Sunday would not have stopped us. But Sunday was usually like the family dinners and get-togethers or stuff like that. Go to the beach.
That's interesting because in Norway it's very much still apart. You know, stores are not open on Sunday. You're not supposed to do any loud housework that's loud on Sunday, but it's completely secular. You know,
Like
it's sort
loud
of
inside your
divorced.
own house or like for the
No, okay.
neighbors.
The main consideration is not to be disturbing to neighbors on Sunday, but most people also don't clean and do housework on
Oh no,
Sunday
that would be
because
way.
it's sort of your relaxing day. But it's completely secular, like it's divorced completely from the Sabbath. I'm pretty sure that if you ask like the average Norwegian, they won't know what the word Sabbath is.
Is there a name for this? Like, don't disturb your neighbor day?
I don't know, like Silent Sunday, just Sunday. It
Yeah,
is just
we didn't have silent anything where I come
it's
from,
just the
but
characteristics of Sunday as a day, you know. If you want to go buy something from the store or the grocery store, you'll have to go to this one special store that has a Sunday permit from the state that's on the other side of the city. It's like there's a maximum size that stores can be. So like even if it's open, it's sort of like 20% the size because it's reduced and can only have so many workers. They work less, they get to have to be paid more. And like if you're too loud, I do think you can actually complain to the police. Like if you're doing massive
Oh my
construction on the
god.
house, like you're hammering and you're sawing or whatever. I do think you can be forced to stop on a Sunday
What if
because
you
it's
have a
sort of
yappy little dog in your
well,
backyard?
that's different. Okay, according
Why?
to my dad, that should count. The police should go and shoot that
Yeah,
dog.
it's
No,
noise.
but no, but there's nothing that,
The
but
dogs
you
get a
should have
pass
control.
on quiet day. That's not fair to anybody.
I agree. It's not fair at all.
Wow, no, that's a weird. I got like, I felt oppressed. Listen to it. It was like a dystopian, like nightmare future, except I guess real and current now.
It's just
It's- oh my
I kind
god.
of like it. It's charming. It's just a charming break because you can relax on Sundays.
Why people geek out on silence? What is it about quiet? And so they do it up here too. Everybody loves quiet. And so they'll even get together. They'll have events where people will get together and meet in person to quietly do something together without talking.
Okay, that is a bit weird, but it's
They
just
have
cool.
silent co-working, silent reading. They get together
Silence
and knit.
is sacred. That is an irrational tenet of Northern European culture or Germanic culture.
It
Silence
doesn't make
is
you.
sacred.
Ooh, silence is so uncomfortable,
Like,
especially when there's people. I don't mind it when there's no people around. But when there's people around and nobody's like going out of their way to not make noise, that is so
disturbing
creepy
another
and
person's
unusual to
silence
me.
must be justified.
Like a library, I understand because people are trying to concentrate, they try to read, study.
A
So
public
some
bus?
places the silence makes sense, but not most places.
It's interesting though that there are layers to this. So talking on a bus or being loud on a bus, that's sort of a social flaw. That's not supposed to do. But if you're with a friend on the bus, like if you're in person in the bus, you can talk, but not too loudly. But
But
then if
what's
you're
loud? What's
calling,
considered loud?
uh, louder
Who
than what I'm
decides? Because
talking now.
right now, like loud in New Orleans is not loud in Seattle, or like opposite, vice
Well, okay,
versa.
you have to consider that Scandinavians are basically the whitest of the whites in terms of
The
culture.
widest
Like
and the quietest.
what you have in Washington, both DC and the state, and what you have in New England, like that is the level you find in Scandinavia.
And Washington has a huge Scandinavian influence. That's
Oh
part
yeah.
of what contributes to the culture up here, and some Asian influence from the Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Or peculiar people, huh?
Yeah, they
How
do
did the
that. What is that
Vikings?
Danish law of like don't stand out, don't draw attention to yourself?
Yeah,
Hey, Lou.
Janteloven.
Yeah, all
It's
that.
it must be said though that it is a cultural tenet that is it's not you know it's part of Norwegian culture, but it's not universally adopted. Like there's a certain type of person who is sort of socially allowed to break it, but they have to be exceptional, and their exceptionality has to be in service of Norwegians. So, like for example, the footballer Haaland, he sort of has a pass on breaking Jante's law and being a bit arrogant and winning and all that stuff because he's doing it to sort of glorify the name of Norway. It's very interesting. Like if a billionaire at least is conceived as not benefiting Norway, then them speaking out about it or being lavish or luxurious, that's sort of a breaking of the Jantelov Convention. However, if they're building museums, funding local schools, whatever, it's sort of their eccentricities are accepted. And to a Norwegian, being overly sort of social and festive and sort of debauched, that is like eccentric.
Oh,
It's like
they'd
a
hate us. Oh my god, I hope they stay out of New Orleans,
yeah.
Norway. Don't. Ooh, we don't
No,
need all your
well,
judginess down there.
you have to
That would
on
hate us.
vacation is when Scandinavians sort of let loose and allowed because every like apart
Scandinavians on Bourbon Street.
yeah
I can
because
see it
apart
now.
from like
The
Japan,
new hit
there's not
series.
a place that's stricter socially, and so everywhere we go on vacation, it's more loose. It's less socially strict than us. So like we can let loose and still be like fully German level of properness, which is very funny, you know.
Well, do you have marshmallows in Norway?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have some with you? The Chubby
No.
Bunny challenge is being requested, and I didn't know about it myself, so I feel like I need to get some marshmallows next time I'm out. I can even get the pride kind, the rainbow colored,
Oh,
and we
you
can
know
all do.
this
Oh, what
challenge?
do you mean? Why is it ruined? What you said more? All right, Miss Lady, what's going on here? It's not ruined. Oh, IG. Oh, because no, y'all, no, that's not IG. Y'all are ruining it yourself. That name shouldn't affect you at all when it comes to this.
You know, I remember one time at a childhood birthday to one of my friends, they had a challenge where you had like a plate and you would fill it with cream and then you would eat it and then you would get another plate and see who could have the most plates of like pure cream. I think I vomited from that.
I was
If
gonna
I don't,
say they did that with kids. That seems.
yeah, no, the kids self-organized it, and the
Oh, the
parents were like,
kids
hey,
did it for themselves and made their.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
okay, that makes way more sense.
I mean, you have to allow the kids to just be kids and have fun and do silly games with silly consequences.
Yeah, if you can even stop them.
Yeah, exactly. It's better to do it with your oversight than no oversight at all. Oh, but no, I don't recommend it. Uh, and it was that it
Oh,
was kind of crappy cream as well. You get in a canister and you like spray it out. Like, ugh.
like the kind with the whippets.
Yeah, like
What do they
spray
call it?
can
Cool
whipped
Whip
cream.
or something?
Like
Miracle
it's
Whip? No, that's mayo. Cool Whip.
disgusting. I
I
didn't
never
I
liked
didn't even
that
like.
that fake that cream. I like the homemade, like if you make it by hand, but I never liked the Cool Whip kind. It just tasted fake and synthetic, like the fake cheese taste. It has that chemical taste to it, that aerosol or something. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's the Sally Ann test or for autism. Oh no, okay, I know what you mean. Um, yeah, they do this one too. I hate marshmallows other than roasted, very burnt. Like I just eat the burnt
Very burnt.
crust,
You gotta
very
have them
burnt,
like black, like that
black,
level.
and then you peel off
Oh,
that black crust, and it's so gooey and caramelized, and you just and then you put them in the fire again and make another layer of burnt black crust, and you peel that one off, and you keep doing it till it's this little mushy, almost like warm liquid goo that just drips off of the stick, and then you just finish that part off. Oh, it's so good. I want some now. Oh God, I
I
gotta go
uh,
camping.
I think we discovered another like social faux pas is describing disgusting food visually as
No,
if
that
you
was
love
good.
it.
Well, that
No,
was
I agree.
what was disgusting about that was dude. Y'all don't roast marshmallows and were you in? Do you
No,
have Boy Scouts in Norway?
I'm joking with you. I also love it. A bit
He,
less burnt, but like that just made me think of that. But no, marshmallows are good. But
oh,
I
that it
also
was a yummy
like
treat.
like bread. Just when you have like bread dough. Yeah. And you put it on a stick and put it over the fire. Very good.
We're a new Christian family channel for adults. Like
I feel like
Broadway.
I feel like those words sort of counteract each
We're
other.
still a gay bar for straight men, but now we're also that. So the goo could have come from any of those. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also something.
okay, the test thing. I don't even
Yeah.
like, but that test would not have worked on me anyway because I couldn't stand marshmallows as a kid.
Yeah,
Ugh.
but like you
And
get
that
my point.
marshmallow cream, oh god, they used to put that in the Mississippi mud cakes.
But you get my critique though, Jeff. That as some kids are intelligent enough to see like, why would I want two marshmallows? If they don't want more than one, then why? There's no benefit in them from waiting, and so the test is flawed because it doesn't really test instant gratification.
Like, because
It
kids are
tests
not
that.
stupid. Also,
Yeah, it also tests if they want it or not. Like if they consider the reward worth it. I'm sure if you said, here's a gift, a brand new toy, if you wait,
Socks.
you'll get 3 toys. Then probably the stakes are different.
I'd be like, well, it depends on the toy.
Yeah, but like if your parents
Like,
said,
shut up and pick,
you know,
kid.
these are toys you're gonna like. They're one of them is at least on your wish list. Like you're gonna wait, you're gonna wait. But the question is, how
Wait, you
long are you
potty
gonna wait?
train your daughter with what? Moms? What?
No, not mod. M&Ms.
Oh, wait, how? IG.
That's some Freudian shit.
You
That's Freud, bro.
elaborate. How this
Pavlovian
might help
conditioning.
people. I'm glad I have no memory of that part. Like who they did it successfully, and I don't know what they used, but it worked.
It's in the past.
Yes, I have no memory of it. Well, what's going on in your life? You're off. You're on summer break.
What's going on in my life is that Norway is in the football world championship, and we just
What?
beat Iraq so hard. We're beat them to a pulp, man. They got crushed. So
Where did
we're
y'all
happy. We
play?
have
What
a really
city
good
was it?
team right now. Although if we'll be able to beat Senegal and France, that's a different matter.
Where are they playing? Like, where did they win, and where are they playing next?
We were playing in Foxborough, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston.
Oh, okay.
And they will be playing. I don't know where their next match is going to be played. That you'll have to look up the scheduling, but you should watch.
I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah, because Seattle's one of the cities. There's all kind of FIFA stuff going on
Yeah,
around here.
FIFA. No, don't say FIFA. FIFA.
Wait, what? I'm an American. I can say FIFA.
No, you can. It's
FIFA? Are
an
you kidding?
English.
Nobody's. I've never. You're the first person I've heard say FIFA.
It's an English
Ooh,
speaking
that just
organization. It's
my whole
FIFA.
skin feels weird just hearing it. FIFA.
It's not FIFA, bro. Just listen to their
FIFA.
commercials, listen to the video
I'm
games,
autistic
listen to the presenter.
FIFA.
It's FIFA. It's not like how do
I
you
don't
write
watch
it? You write
FIFA
it like
commercials.
this. Like FIFA. That's like this. You don't write it like FIFA. Oh, that's not how
FIFA?
it's written. FIFA.
Leggy, how do you say it?
It's FIFA.
It's
Thank
FIFA.
you.
Don't.
Thank you.
Yo,
It's FIFA World.
FIFA.
It's the FIFA World Cup.
It's
No,
not
it got
FIFA.
programmed into my autistic
Who the
brain as
fuck would say
FIFA.
FIFA? Are you fucking German? Like
Jeff.
what the fuck, Jeff? What the hell?
Who would say? Who would think to say FIFA?
There's an
That's
I
how
there.
you say it, though.
How did you know it was FIFA before you heard someone say FIFA?
Because I'm a soccer fan. I've been playing the FIFA fucking 2K game for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta experience. Just
Jeff,
if
I'm
you-
not a
if you said
sheltered individual,
FIFA,
sir.
Yeah.
No, I believe
I'm
me.
a
I know
cultured
you're a real
individual,
man.
okay? And
You
even
are.
Leggy knows how to talk somewhere.
Exactly.
Come
That's,
on now.
Jeff, that's disappointing.
FIFA. That's like saying. That's how we know when people are not from fucking around here. Because a couple years ago, there were some guys, like, a buddy of mine's a cop, so I know he's the one that told me the story. They got these guys pulled over, and he goes, "Where are you from?" He goes, "Steuben." "Where?" "Steuben. We're from Steuben, Maine." He goes, "You mean Steuben?" "Yeah, yeah."
Wait,
And
I,
I mean,
don't get it. What's the difference between Steuben and Steuben? The
Steuben
emphasis?
or Steuben? There's a big difference. It's like Bangor or
Little
Bangor.
subtle difference, tiny. I mean, someone from New Orleans, they pronounce 5-6 different ways? It's such a subtle, tiny difference.
Jeff, if
Steuben
someone
and
said
Steuben.
USA, instead of USA, you would instantly know.
But that's not what this is not a USA thing. It's not that different from
FIFA and FIFA are very different. They're on the level of different of USA and USA.
FIFA. No, oh my god, I gotta learn this because oh god, okay, no, every part of me resist.
You gotta
How do you
accept that.
say?
This is
Is
hard.
it
This is why autism is
Louisiana
so
or
hard.
Louisiana?
Again, many different ways. Louisiana,
No,
Louisiana.
no. There's only one way. Which way do native Louisianers say it?
You'll probably hear it two or
However,
three different ways. My
however
grandma used
natives
to say
say it is the
Louisiana.
way it's pronounced. Just saying.
Louisiana. You even hear Louisiana.
Louisiana, no, bro.
Louisiana.
Even I know
Louisiana.
that's
I'm going
wrong.
to Louisiana.
But
I'm
how
going
did
to
you grow up
Louisiana.
saying it in your
We
neck
grew
of the
up
woods?
saying Louisiana. I did because from school, we learned that in school. My grandma called it Louisiana growing up. So if I had like hung around her, I would be saying Louisiana. Sometimes I do, but in school, I learned to say it Louisiana. So when like a stranger asks me, I'll say, "Oh, I'm from Louisiana." Sometimes I'll say Louisiana. So
It,
again, like
like,
that's what Doblas and I were talking about. Like so much of it is
Why does
social. It's how it's
you
socialized.
shift? Are you talking about linoleum? Is that the word that she just put up there? Is that linoleum?
Linoleum.
Hmm?
Did we? We've done this before. I'm having deja vu. Linoleum. Linoleum.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much the way you say things, pronounce things, are pretty much however the natives do it.
They're regional. Yeah. Like when I was teaching school, I learned my whole life I was saying yellow instead of yellow, and the kids caught it because to them it was weird, but nobody around had found it weird before I moved to Vegas and started teaching the new generation. And to them it was so weird. Every time I said it, they caught it.
if okay, this is my opinion. If you're the native speaker of a language, you'll have to conform to your dialect. It doesn't have to be the central dialect, but you have to, if I can't be picking
When you
and
say have
choosing
to,
between.
you mean by law of nature or like society? Because not all of us will conform to our natural dialect if that's the expectation.
I would say it
Especially
should
if
be
you were
the
diagnosed with
expectation
articulation
culturally. If
disorder
I
at a very
suddenly
young age.
began speaking in the dialect of like Trondheim, that would be completely wrong because I'm not from Trondheim. I'm not from that area. That isn't how I'm supposed to speak Norwegian. I'm supposed to speak Norwegian with my
That's what I'm
native
saying though. Like,
dialect.
who enforces this supposed to thing? Because it's whatever dialect you're acculturated around that you're going to naturally pick
Why
up.
would you
Dialect
not?
versus pronouncing a word correct is very
Di-
different, though. Like FIFA and
True.
FIFA are very, very, very different
Yeah.
sounding words.
Like
You're
one
not
is
gonna
just wrong. One is
Leggy's
just
not
wrong.
gonna let me off. It's
But
FIFA.
but
Sorry.
even like
Thank you. Thank you.
Steuben or Steuben, but that's the difference. Just
Mortgage-
you know the difference. It's like Bangor. You get people that's out there. They say bang whore, bang her. You know, like you know
Oh,
what I
it could
mean.
be
All
key.
Bang
kinds of
Her, like the movie Ben Hur.
yeah, kind of
Banger.
Yeah.
yeah. But it's Bangor, Bangagore,
Bangor. Wow, they got some
or
trashy people.
Callus, right? Technically, Callus is Calias, which is like
You talking
uh
about Calais?
yeah. Technically, it's Calais, right?
Is that in Maine?
Yes. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
What
Well,
happened?
back to I don't know.
Back
Where were
to
we?
uh
There's so many threads that are
well,
all
we were on
tied together.
football. So I'm just gonna say you should watch some matches. You don't have to watch all, but you should watch American matches. And then when the final comes, obviously
Well,
watch
it's
that.
funny you should mention because I'm actually going to a watch party tomorrow night for one of the games,
Oh,
Mexico versus somebody, because I may get to do some podcasting from there.
awesome. That's really good. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah,
Against
they're
South
doing it down
Africa.
at the
No,
waterfront.
it's Korea.
It's like an outdoor, like free watch party at the
Yeah,
waterfront.
yeah, yeah. I do. I think Mexico will win that.
Who they playing?
Korea. South
Who?
Korea. South
South
Korea.
Korea. I think I've eaten more Mexican food than South Korean food, so I guess I'll root for Mexico.
So
They
you'll
have the
share on them, huh?
guacamole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's you don't have to pick a favorite nation for every
Until they
match.
start losing, and then
But yeah.
it's
But what you should do, you must cheer on Norway. Like, seriously. You gotta. You gotta
Wait,
cheer on
what?
us.
Oh,
Norway.
chair. Oh, yeah. Well, who are you fighting though?
Depends on the day. I don't know the exact schedule. We just
Who
beat
did you
Iraq.
end up beat? Who did you beat to get there?
Iraq. 4-1.
Right, right. Here, let me see who Norway is. Oh my God, what a horrible
Schedule. We're gonna do
site.
Senegal and then
CSS
France.
FIFA. They give me no info. Okay, Holland to guide Norway past Iraq. Let me just. Who is Norway? What do they call it? Fighting, battling,
Playing against.
playing. Thank you.
Or playing.
Playing. At the next FIFA game.
No, don't say that.
I'm oppositional defiant. Is it Senegal?
Yeah. Senegal
Oh my
and
God, but
France.
that's. I know that's going to be hard not to root for the black people though. Against, like, it's like really. You just said y'all are some of the whitest people out there. This is going to be a tough one, I think, for the nation, possibly the
That
world.
shouldn't discourage you. That should be that should encourage you to vote, cheer for us. Because to be fair, every single team is black people. Like France is majority black. England
Wait, every team is white against black?
No. Every team is almost like a lot. At least in Europe, like France, I think they had 2 ethnic.
All the teams are either one color or the other.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's they're like, because of immigration, there's from all different backgrounds. So like a lot of on France, for example, are Africans. Same in England, Germany, Spain, whatever. I like Japan though. Japan are cool. The fact that they're in this is really fun. I hope they do well. Although, I'm not really that much of a football sort of fan.
You call it football.
It is football.
European.
You're
Welcome,
playing with your foot.
Are you watching any of the FIFA games? I do hear him driving.
You say
Probably
FIFA,
not.
right? Not FIFA. It's FIFA.
Maybe we can compromise for FIFA.
For 5, a compromise is not worth it when one side is
correct.
It's
like amen and amen. What, like, who?
Isn't that just British English versus American English?
Yes, and this is Cajun, and FIFA is Cajun English.
You're just inventing. If you convince enough of you Cajun people to do that, then I'll accept it.
I have a text to home, right? I'm composing it as we speak. It'll be Cajun in no time.
You'll have to get it like in a Cajun dictionary or whatever, like a dialectical.
Cajun's not a written language. That's the great thing.
No, but a
encyclopedia
of dialectical variations in the Cajun, whatever.
What's up, Moose? I guess he's driving. He'll pop in when he's able.
When he's able.
Who was Mexico playing? I forgot. Oh, I was looking it up.
South Korea.
Right. Never mind. We talked about that. Okay.
Yeah. I do.
And Moose is probably rooting for Mexico because he has a house down there.
Ooh, yeah.
So he has a stake in it.
Another interesting thing that has happened this time is sort of the European appreciation of America. Like, a lot of my family and friends are commenting on your stadiums. Like, do you construct them very differently from how sports stadiums are constructed in Europe? So that's like a very novel thing to see, the way you build your stadiums.
How are we doing it? Or how do y'all do it?
Multiple ramps, floors, more square than round. It's difficult to explain. They're just different.
Oh.
And they're also all big. Like, I think the very biggest stadiums are sort of equal size in America and the Europe, but like America has so many medium-sized stadiums all across the country. It's insane. You know, a country like Norway might have 3 big stadiums and like 10 mediums, whilst an equivalent size state in America will have like 5 big ones, 3 big ones, and like
Oh yeah,
20
Seattle
medium.
I think has 2 big giant stadiums right next to each
Yeah,
other.
it's insane.
And then New Orleans has the Superdome. That was huge. We used to take field trips to it as a kid, like as a school trip to see the Superdome. I remember standing in it, like on the floor, looking around. It was huge.
It's
They had really cool
it's
cars.
a marked difference between Europeans and Americans. Like, I think the
Yeah,
individual
there
fans
is.
are probably more intense on the European side, like the ultra fans. But then America has a lot more like layman's fans.
But
Uh,
we're like that with football. If you go to an LSU game and watch the tailgating, and they're the same way with football here.
True, although I don't think the scale.
Well, I can tell who hasn't been tailgating at LSU.
No, I know, but I also know how intense. Like, no, this is not Europe, but I think it's not Costa Rica. It's one of the Central American nations. Like, they went to literal war over football. Like, the football riots got so out of hand that it like became a war situation.
Did you mean soccer? Is that soccer?
When I say football, your sport is American football.
So you get to correct me on FIFA, but I can't correct you on
Yeah,
football
because you're
versus
wrong.
soccer.
The
You
one
get
who is
you just
correct,
own language now. You just get to determine all of it. All
the one
right,
who
I
is
just did.
correct corrects the incorrect.
FIFA football.
Jeff, logically, a sport called football, it makes logical sense that you should play it with a ball and your feet, right?
They
You know,
we do our football. They kick them. They're made to kick. That like how much
yeah,
more
and that's a
oriented could a
rarity.
ball
The
get?
majority of the game, it's thrown, and you use your hands. It should rightly be called American handball. And it's not really a ball either because it's not fully
Only to a
spherical.
pedantic autist would like get tangled up on that kind of stuff. Definitely not Americans. Your average American's not going to
Yeah.
think on that layer. They're not playing it with their feet, but it's called football. Well, why do we call it soccer? Because is it you sock the ball with your foot?
I have no idea. Like, the
I
English
don't either. That's a
originally
good.
called it soccer, I think, and then they abandoned it because they realized it's a stupid word. But you Americans, you
I
kept
want
going.
to see where it came from. Oh, England.
Yeah,
Wow. Guess it's a slang abbreviation of guess what? Association football, which was shortened to a soccer, which became soccer. So it's association football.
so it was
That is dumb.
football from
I'm
the
leaning
start.
toward dumb. So it was called association football, which got shortened to soccer. So y'all are just reclaiming the football part of it.
Indeed.
All right, you've won me over. You've made your case.
Amazing,
I
wonderful. I love it when this
No, you
happens.
did. No,
A
you're
stubborn
right.
Jeff
History
is
is being made
defeated in
here.
honest
Clip this,
conversation.
people. It does happen. I do say all the time, it is possible to change my mind with a rational argument. In this case, it did.
It's the best
So
feeling.
I still don't feel bad for calling American football, but I don't feel like y'all are dumb for calling soccer football anymore.
Okay, thank you. That is all I ask.
I feel like growth happened.
Yeah,
It's
spiritual growth.
wow.
You've healed your soul of impurities.
Well, I'm glad this channel can do some good. I need to send myself a super chat.
You know, you should
Keenan,
become like that priest or whatever, that Christian guy, and
Jack
begin
Talcott.
and begin
Oh
preaching and
no, I
healing
thought you were going to
people
say no,
alive.
not him. No, I'm trying to not be him. It's like we're both life coaches, but just do everything that he's not, or don't do everything he is, or something.
What denomination even is he?
but he has way more numbers. He's Christian. That's all I know.
Oh,
I don't even think he specifies.
so he is like a preaching non-denominational. I mean, okay, this is just me. Maybe I'll take this as slander, but to my eyes, he kind of seems a bit orthodox. He feels like he's
Oh,
a
the
sort of
beard. I told her. I tried to. Yeah, about the beard. You didn't see
a
his
newly
waterfall video.
converted Eastern Orthodox. You know, those West rediscovering the East.
They either did that. Yeah, like the doo-doo beards.
Yeah. And also the general vibes. I mean, the vibes are very like
He has
what is
several
it?
vibes. He has more than one vibe.
True, but he has that sort of Protestant preachiness, but he feels like an Orthodox. It's like a Protestant Orthodox.
Interesting. And
That's my feel of him. Although it would be interesting to actually hear his own opinion and what he is, because we're just assuming about him. It could be true.
that's true. Actually, he goes live about this time. He might even be on. Let me check. Oh yeah, he is. Him and Cage. Cage is. Oh, he looks good. The beard. Oh, the beard looks good. He needs to work on the hair a little bit, but even the hair looks fresh and clean. Maybe a little. He looks very Breck. In fact, I don't think he'll mind.
You should ask him in the chat what the nomination is. We're clear. I need to clear up a debate.
Yeah, I think I could do that. But look, this is a nice, clean, fresh look. It looks like it's HD. Jack, my two thumbs, very approve. Denomination are you?
Remember, turn on the sound.
Oh yeah, I think I could turn it on for Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you never know what Cage
where would
is
it be? Am I pretending? I'm not the nicest fucking person ever. You know what I mean? I think I pretend.
Did we walk into the middle of a
get along
live coaching session? A
Hey,
live session?
Maybe.
I might be a little fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I think you got it backwards. Getting along is actually simple when you're being authentic and respectful. And here's a guest who I have found to be both of those. I want to welcome back a true supporter.
Oh, Frank. Yeah, Frank is cool. I like Frank. We were supposed to do a little thing together.
I don't think we're getting.
He didn't ask. I don't think he's watching chat.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask Grok, the AI.
Oh,
let's see what it can dig up. What
the AI knows what denomination Jack is. That's a good idea. Put a bot on it.
Yeah, we'll just see what it digs up in the background. And now, I'm not a Christian, but if I were to be, I do find some denominations to feel more true than others, which is sort of an interesting thing.
That's interesting that you say feel more true. That's your epistemology, is feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I can argue it logically, but my main sort of vector of attack, or where I get my opinions on this, is mostly feel.
So is that aesthetic? Is it an aesthetic preference?
It's partly aesthetic. Like, at least from the aesthetic side, it's either Catholicism or Eastern Orthodox, and then based on sort of
logical and the
and high church. I am not it. Despite Norway being a Lutheran nation, I am very much in disagreement with Luther in Sola Scriptura. I do consider the church to be probably the higher authority than the Bible, because they were the ones who compiled it and decided which gospels.
Authority on what, though? Like, it depends. Authority on what?
Well, Christianity is more than just the Bible, because there's so many things derived from the Bible. Who has the authority to argue out of the Bible? Like, what tenets should we believe and all that stuff? Is it the sort of, should we just stick with the Bible itself? and not have a full church
Why does the church
structure.
get to do that? And why can't each Christian determine it for themselves? I guess I'm leaning more toward Luther now that I
Yeah,
think
you
about it.
probably are, which isn't surprising given that he's the more individualistic. It's sort of, and also I would say the logical argument that Jesus had his apostles, they set up their bases. He gave the keys to the church to Peter in Rome. You know, it's sort of implied even in the Bible that Rome shall have a special place, and especially the successors of Peter they have the keys to the church or whatever. Is it the keys to heaven? One of those two. Like it is sort of, to me, if I was a faithful believing Christian and I read the Bible, it would be difficult to me to not at least consider the truth claim of Catholicism because of the special position and faith Jesus has in Peter and Rome. That doesn't
But
mean,
what
Orthodox,
Go ahead.
I would say, also has a lot to it. The whole idea of patriarchs and sort of church councils over individual church leaders. I do really like that.
Yeah, I don't think people
Because
need all that any more than they
no,
need it to read Shakespeare.
sure, but you're thinking of it as a life philosophy. But to this is the very ontology of the world. How can we be sure about what the world is, how to behave in it? And to them, the Bible clearly says that there is a church that
No,
should
the
be.
Bible doesn't clearly say anything. It's all interpretation. Everything. No text clearly says anything. There's
Okay,
always an
sure,
active
but
interpretation.
the
But
entire
why is
New.
the church so central to Christianity? I thought it was Jesus and that was the center of Christianity. Why is the church so necessary to begin with? If you're a reader of the Bible and you're reading it for Christ,
Because it's the kingdom of heaven
why
on
isn't
earth.
Christ the center of the religion and not the church?
It's the kingdom of heaven on earth. It's the vehicle through which God guides history and mankind towards a higher nature. It's the gift
Christ or the church?
that Christ guides humanity through the church. The Holy Spirit is in the church, is in all the priests, is in all humans. The church is the vehicle to that. It is the kingdom of heaven on
So
earth.
nobody can get it outside of this one specific church. That doesn't seem like, I
No,
don't think a lot of Christians would agree.
no, but that's sort of that is the
Because
main
to me they're going to
argument.
tell you all the things they're able to get from Christianity without that one particular church.
And that is the central dilemma of the Protestant Reformation. That is the sort of split between Catholicism and the Protestants. The Protestants believe that people can sort of be fully Christian. Like, nobody disputes that you can be Christian without the church. The dispute is, can you be fully Christian without being part of a church? And then the Protestants are sort of working against that. Some Protestants still require a church. Luther still wanted churches. Even the Presbyterians, they wanted presbyters, churches. But then there are also some independent Christians who don't think a church is necessary. But like, that whole argument opened with the Protestant Reformation, that you can be a fully Christian person and have the full faith in Jesus and full
Well, I think that's
understanding
a
of
credit
Jesus
to
without the
Christianity that
church.
it's that expansive and comprehensive that it can hold room for all of these different
Oh yeah,
like
reading.
views of it.
But to go back to my point about like which church I think is the best. that sounds wrong, but like,
Yeah, aesthetically you like the traditional one,
yes,
and then
but also
what
I
other
think the logical claim of Peter getting the keys to heaven or the keys to the church, I don't remember which it was. That is
that's a
good argument
literary claim from a book, from a tale, a
from the
narrative, a
Bible.
story.
From like, I'm
Yeah,
arguing
but
if
there's nothing that privileges the Bible over any other book. Unless you are a believer, like you think the
yeah, but
Bible
that
has some
is the point. Like,
metaphysical status that other books don't.
if I were a believer, that would impact me such and such. But as a whole, I do find that the way that the Eastern Orthodox resolve disputes, like theological disputes, is superior to the way the Catholic Church did, because the idea is basically the Eastern Orthodox agrees that the Roman Patriarch, has special authority, but he is still among the patriarchs. He does not have sole authority. And so when there is a theological dispute, it is the collective patriarchs in a council that should decide the difference. So like in every heresy, is Jesus one nature or two natures? Should that be decided by a council of patriarchs from across the nations, or should it at the end be
Why does
decided
it need to
by
be
the Pope?
decided? Like, this seems like a very vague and ambiguous religion that
Because the
people
church
have to
should be united.
humans have to meet and like get a consensus, and they don't even all agree. Like, that's
Yeah,
not
but
that's a
Jeff,
very
this is
shaky way to.
another difference between the sort of Protestant churches and the pre-Protestant churches, because the pre-Protestant churches of like Catholicism and Eastern Orthodox, they have it implicit that the church should, to a large extent, remain united. The church is one unity, and all people should be. It's the one true church. That is what Catholicos means: the one true faith, the one true. This is the one. Whilst the Protestants, they are more open to multiple churches can have minor disagreements and still be correct. You don't have to all be in one church, and so that's another sort of debate that the Protestants did. The Presbyterians, they have very decentralized, very individualistic, different churches and parishes. But a Catholic, it's all organized under the Church of Rome. It's all in the same. And even the Eastern Orthodox, they are all in communion. They're not all organized under the Patriarch of Constantinople or Moscow, but they're all in communion. They have to theologically agree. And if your church disagrees with the patriarchal council, then you're moving away from communion. You're sort of not part of the universal church. And so that's another difference. Like Catholicism and Orthodox, they are both Catholic, universal churches. All churches should be in agreement and under them.
They're obviously not. So they're not universal. If some churches are saying no, we're not in agreement, and that
it should
pops
be
that right there. Well,
Yeah,
in their little world, it should be, but every religion has their version of how the world should be. None of them is going to get their ultimate wish list from anybody.
Well, to be fair, though, at one point, it was almost universal. Like the entire Roman Empire, East and West, was under one universal Catholic church based out of Rome. But it didn't.
And if the whole point of the church, it seems very easy for me to decide this, because if the whole point of the church is this mechanism for salvation, and that's what people should be using to connect with Christ and elevate themselves, or however it works, then is that happening? Is that the church that's happening with? Or are people finding that in other places? Or are some people not finding that when they try to use the church, etc.? If that's the whole goal of this thing called the church that they set up, then is it meeting its goal? And it seems like each individual believer would be able to answer that. Am I receiving the salvation I'm supposed to be receiving through this church thing, or am I not?
I think you do have a point. But that is sort of the ability to receive salvation. Like some very hardline traditionalists of Catholic and Orthodox faith will say that you cannot receive full salvation outside of the universal church, but they are very fringe. But the sort of mainstream opinion, probably the one that the Pope would have, is that it's harder to receive full salvation outside of the church because the church is a vehicle of salvation. Whilst the Protestant, they're sola fide, through faith alone. You shouldn't, like, salvation shouldn't come through your adherence to a church or your works on earth. It's through faith. Have faith in Jesus. That's another reason I don't like.
That's not an irrational position to me.
It is rational, which is, another contradiction within the Bible. It says that Peter has the keys to the heaven, he should be the head of the church, but at the same time, salvation.
The Bible says a lot of things that are impossible for every single believer to emphasize all equally. Like every single believer is picking and choosing what part of the Bible they're going to focus their particular belief around, and what's going to be most important. to them out of this gigantic, sprawling religion that they call Christianity?
It is, but again, that is from the perspective of a person who is not a believer. If they're like, okay, there are a lot of, again, the Protestants, that there is more options for diversity among the churches and still be true and whatever. But again, for a universal church, it's a bit different. But like that's also the thing with the Bible. Again, it is so contradictory. And to me, another reason that I find Christianity, like, I can take the sort of philosophical Christianity of a Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, like an incarnate Godhead on earth, a Spirit of God in us all, and a immaterial God outside of the material universe, those three principles as one divine monotheistic force, that I can take. That to me can make sense. But the sort of leap to that, the leap then to that being a specific Jewish faith arising from the Jewish culture, out of Jewish tenets, beliefs, and books, and then a Jewish person in the first century in the Roman Empire, like, it, to me, if it was truly universal, it should be discoverable through universal principles. And in that sense, the sort of philosophical monotheism that many Greeks had and that many Enlightenment thinkers had is more coherent than a monotheism reliant on a specific Jewish sect arising during the Bronze Age.
But are you assuming it's universal because they're saying it's universal? That doesn't make it universal. Just
No,
because
well, no.
that religion is calling its own self universal.
Their claim of universality, to me, is weakened by its specific Jewish origin. If it was purely a philosophical concept,
But then at the same time, you are arguing for the church as being a vehicle for this universality.
Yeah, but within that frame. If I accept that frame, what is reasonable then? If I accept those new things, what is reasonable then? Inside a Christian frame, if I accept that, yes, God is actually real, he actually used the Jewish people as a chosen people and a vehicle to bring forth the Messiah, and Jesus Christ is the Messiah, within that framework, and that the Gospels are a at least reasonable approximation of the life the Messiah lived, within that I can make vastly different arguments than me from my current position, where monotheism could be reasonable, but it's, to me, there's no logical way of arguing for it to be tied to such a specific thing. Like, I would rather be a Platonist or a Greek philosophist who just like follow them,
because it's abstract and universal and not particularized to any like one region.
Yes, exactly. A universal.
So it seems more universal that way.
Yes, a universal faith arising from universal principles.
To me, that's aesthetics. Like, in my aesthetically, a universal God to me seems like it would like be more like Plato's God aesthetically than like the Jewish version of the God.
Well, it's not an aesthetic argument. It's a argument about.
It seems like to me, like, just aesthetically, you find Plato's God more appealing than the Yahweh.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I can find it more. I find Jesus probably the most appealing of all gods in any faith, even more than philosophicals. But to me, it doesn't make logical sense. It makes more logical and rational sense for it to be not tied to.
But you're saying logical sense, but asserting the existence of different gods is not. We're not even doing logic. So I'm trying to tease out if when you say logic, you mean aesthetically. When you say logically, it doesn't make sense. I'm hearing aesthetically.
I do think you can act logically and reasonably about the divine to some extent. There's a limit to it, but I do think you can. Like, the argument of the first mover, how did everything begin? I do think is a valid argument that there must be something outside the universe to have caused the universe. And, how can that temporal finite thing cause something so infinite as this? Like, I do think there are levels to this, or how can consciousness arise doesn't to me seem like randomness can bring that about. Like, there's a lot of
But
things
then
that
we don't know, so I don't have any fixed. I don't need a fixed theory about it, like a
yeah, but you'll
definitive
never
dogmatic
know
belief.
everything. You'll never know, but it isn't a fixed theory. It's just a theory that is the most fitting to what you know at this point in time.
To you,
Well, yeah, but that's implicit.
yeah, I guess it's. I don't need a placeholder theory. If I don't know, I'm okay with just leaving it unknown, and I don't have to grasp for any particular like starting
You're
point
a
as a
you're
theory.
a spiritual agnostic. You know, you're fine with not knowing. I want to know. I need to have a system that works for now. I change it often, but I need to be able
But
to,
how
like,
does that
if
even show up in your life? Like the origin of the universe. You can create a system for living a perfectly like prosperous life, however you envision that, without ever needing to resolve that particular metaphysical question.
yeah, but I want to. That's just my
Oh,
nature. I want to
okay.
understand. I need to understand. I don't like something so important being without a suitable theory, a suitable explanation. I'm fine with things not having an explanation if they're unimportant, but something so important, I need to at least have
Oh my
some
God, there's
level of
so many
theory.
important things that don't have explanations. Like, that you're never gonna have death,
Yeah, and that is a mild annoyance.
love.
Yeah. So it's it really. But I found out, by
Like
the
I
way,
guess
just
I'd
a
rather have no explanation than like tentative
placeholder
explanation
one.
that I'm not even sure is the real explanation or not. Just to have an explanation. It's like having a boyfriend just to have a boyfriend instead of like some people date just because they have to have another person. And for me, if it's not the actual true explanation, I don't have to hang on to some possible explanation just to have one. I'd rather just hold out and have no explanation until I get the real one. So I think some of it's temperament too.
Yes, it very much is. That's sort of, it's not the nature of most people to ponder the universe at all, which is also sort of a interesting thing. That's one of the ways Christianity sort of changed upon what the Greeks and Romans have been doing, because their faiths were way more esoteric, and unless you had the proclivity to ponder all these things, you have to get into philosophy to begin thinking about the nature of the universe. But to Christianity, you can just go to your local priest and, like, hey dude, the universe, and he'll say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Like, it's a way to make people aware of the nature of the universe without themselves having to be a sort of scholar or philosopher. Now,
But
that
is
is
that
rooted.
convincing to people? If someone told that to me, I'd be like, "What? That doesn't help. Like, I
No,
don't.
no,
That
no.
doesn't get
But
the nature of the universe."
to some, it will. Like, this is the church. It's massive. You can see he believes it. He's a really smart guy. These are all the people who serve me the food, serve me the housing, who protect my rights. These are the people who help my children, who have a moral duty, it seems, to have working towards something higher than themselves. Maybe they're onto something. That not necessarily that they are. Like, I'm sure during the Middle Ages,
Yeah, but none of
like,
that requires divinity. You can have all of that with just humans coming
yeah,
together.
but it's easier with divinity. Humans
Not if it's not
benefit.
real.
No,
Like
no.
like a
Unreal
noble lie.
divinity can
I
still
guess that's the
benefit
thing. I
because,
don't need a noble lie. I'd rather just hold out for the truth. I don't
yeah,
have
but
to.
again, you're a spiritual agnostic. You don't. A lot of people require, like, this is
I'm not
as
even agnostic. I'm pretty persuaded that there's not anything out there.
yeah,
Like I don't sit
but
and
it's
wonder, is there? Am I wrong? Am I? Oh, let's hear what this guy has to say. This is the person I want to hear. I was thinking about you the other day, actually.
Yo, what up,
You
brother
look
man?
different.
Can you hear me?
Hey, what
yes,
is the
sir.
origin
There,
of the
yeah.
universe?
What is the origin of the universe?
Yeah, where did all this come from? Why is it here?
An explosion happened.
The Big
And-
Bang, you think? Did
No, it was a bigger bang. We don't know about it. It was a bigger bang, and then neutrons and cells were made, and a little worm came on Earth, and then he multiplied and became other things, and that's where we at. We started as ants or mosquitoes, personally, but I mean that's my view on it.
okay. Thank you.
Are you Christian?
What you been up to?
Me and religion are not the same thing, but I believe in God, if that makes sense.
That's what we were talking about. He was trying to like make an argument for Christianity specifically, but at least God.
I believe that there's too many religions to say one's right, one's wrong. Everybody has their own faith. I'm not gonna knock nobody's faith on what you believe in. I believe in God, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. We more or less in the same place. He's.
But if you're Christian, I mean that's cool. I mean you could be Pentecostal,
No,
Catholic,
I think
Jehovah's
he's
Witness.
atheist or agnostic, but he's on a crusade.
I'm
You
not
can be atheist. You can be Buddhist. It's whatever you want.
But preferably Catholic, because it's the
True,
church
true.
set up in the Bible to be the actual official vehicle of
But,
salvation.
okay, this is my problem with religion. Who wrote the Bible?
Church compiled it.
A whole
That
bunch
is
of
the thing.
people over a whole bunch of centuries.
Okay, so here, for example, this is my belief on that shit. This is why I think it's kind of crazy. Remember that game we used to play back in the days, Gen X, when we used to put the ear cup or whisper, whatever somebody said, and 30 people go down the road, and
the
I
telephone
tell you
game.
here, he said this, da-da-da. By the time it's the 30th person, it's not even the same story. It's something completely different. So this is written
That's why they started
so many
writing them
times
down.
by so many different people. Who's to say what really happened is the truth in the Bible right now? That's my argument with that, because I can tell you right now the sky is blue. You're seeing me say that. Somebody watching said Phil said the sky is purple, and then Phil said he was high on purple, and then by the time I got to you, Phil's high on blue. Whatever it is, it just changes.
I don't think Phil is high would ever change though. That would always stay constant in all the.
I was using an example of sky and high, just a metaphor.
I don't know what color the sky is, but I'm pretty sure Phil is still high.
Yeah, that's after work, of course. After work.
Yes.
We don't get high while we're making money. We're making greens. You know, when the greens are done and you're all done, you come home, you sit in your garage, you have your beer, you smoke your smoke, and now you're being responsible.
The green starts all over again. Well, what you been
that was in the Bible at one point.
What?
That was in the Bible at one point for you to do your stuff, come back home, and then be responsible. But somehow it got changed to something different. What's up, Shifty? Salute to you. I haven't seen you in a minute, girl.
I know. She won't come up and tell her B-52 story. Did you know she partied with the B-52s?
Oh, the bomber or the band?
Tell her story.
The bomber or the band?
I didn't ask. The band, right? Because I was talking about.
I don't think she partied with the bomber. That to me sounds
hey,
very.
the B-52 bomber. I don't know. I just want to clear the air.
I never.
Hey, this is a prime example. This is a prime example how it changed in the Bible. You're thinking B-52, the band, and it's B-52 bomber. We don't even know where we're going. And then they wrote it in the Bible. 20 years later, it's Shifty partying with a B-52 bomber. No, it's B-52 the band. It's a whole other dialect.
I know.
That's why I believe the Bible is kind of a little bit crazy, but I believe in God.
Like a creator.
But me and God, I have our own little relationship going on and I'm dealing with. So,
do you have a relationship? Like, do you talk to him or pray, or like, do you have some kind of?
I don't know, man. I try, but he's given me situations in my life that are kind of like, I feel like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? But again, I'm a true believer also that God wouldn't put you in a situation you can't get out of. So maybe he gave me that challenge for a reason. But I'm gonna change my settings. I'm in my car. I don't like
You
when
look-
outside when I'm
do
in
you
the
have a
car.
filter on? You look like younger. You look like a 20-some-year-old kid.
Is that better?
Oh,
Your
that
audio
is.
is.
I don't have a filter. This is my hat. This is my hair. I'm doing
You
wiggly.
look so different. Like you young.
Rejuvenated.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I'm turning fucking 50, motherfucker.
No way. What's your sign again?
Capricorn.
Oh, okay. The goat
Shout out to the Capricorns.
and the fish.
I'm technically the last day of Capricorn, January 19th. So I could be technically an Aquarius. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you yeah.
So
Yeah, you probably way shift over to Aquarius.
I'm a Capricorn and an Aquarius. I'm a fish and a
The
horse.
cusp,
You know,
on the
kind of
cusp.
both. I'm on land
Yeah.
and water. I like that. Amphibious. I'm amphibious. That's what I call myself. That's my sign.
Amphibious field. Yeah.
Filthy amphibious. I'm gonna use that shit.
Amphibious.
I feel like not energized for sure, but like after you do a whole bunch of good exercise and you get that like down feeling, but it's
Exhaustive
relaxing.
high.
Maybe, yeah. What's it called?
Exhaustive high.
Exhausted high.
Yeah, like you're sort of exhausted, but at the same time.
But it feels good, like you're
elevated.
drained
Yeah.
but from
Yeah.
activity that you really enjoy doing. Yeah, that.
Well, my
By the way,
problem is I
Jeff,
have
I'm
ADD,
gonna leave now.
so I'm always
It's
like fucking
11.
amped up all the time. That's why I told you, Jeb. My wife doesn't me out of my house once in a while to go outside because I can't be in the house.
That's
I'm
what
too
gets
fucking.
you in the garage.
I
Nobody
go
said you
for
were
a walk
heading out.
sometimes. I go for a walk.
Yeah.
I go
It's
outside.
11. So see you some other time.
Well,
We
it
had a
was good
long discussion. It was
as
good.
usual.
And
Enjoy
happy
your,
birthday to you.
Enjoy
We'll
your
Shout
see
out
you.
summer.
to you, brother, man. I hope you don't change your views about God. I hope you stay Christian or Catholic, whatever you are. I'm not trying to change
Thank
religion
you.
at all. Just be my view, brother, man. Salute to
We'll
you.
see you.
No doubt.
All right.
I was gonna go somewhere else, Jeff, and I was like, damn, I haven't been at Just Town in a minute. I'm gonna just show up there, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go
I'm
there.
glad you know. I was thinking about you the other day. I'm like, we haven't seen Phil in a while. I know you come and
I've been
go.
in the
How
streets,
is our
bro. I've been
friend?
traveling. I was going to certain hoods and certain ghettos and then certain suburbs, and I was like feeling it out. And then sometimes you get tired of that. You got to come back to another spot. Like, hey, my pizza shop. This is the pizza shop for me.
The gay pizza
I'm going to
shop.
the pizza
Christian
shop.
family pizza shop. What this is all online, all these ghettos and hoods and stuff you're going to were online. Did you find any new ones?
Hey, yeah, I found some new ones. I mean, I'm always finding new ones every single day. I like traveling the streets.
Dang,
So
you are
I
we need people like
find,
you.
I find new ones, but I stay consistent to the ones that I find that are interesting and keep me in tune. You know what I'm saying? So like, glad to see you too, Shifty. I haven't seen you
Did
yet.
you find any like men's channels or mental health channels or anything like that? Like that?
No, but I told my wife this shit. My wife's a big advocate for like a lot of things, but her job is domestic violence and all of that. But I'm kind of, I feel upset a little bit that Pride Month is Men's Mental Health Month.
You're right. Well, let's
So I
have
feel like now again,
man
I'm not
pride,
taking away
male
from Pride Month.
pride.
I love Pride Month. I love people being who they want to be. I'm not against that.
But that includes
Men's Mental Health
you.
Month
You're
should
part
be-
of that.
I think it should be a certain way.
Why don't we combine all? June is too big. We're gonna have to just combine them all into one month, like pride and mental health for everybody. Everybody should be proud of who they are, and everybody should have good mental health, and tied into all one
Exactly.
big thing.
But
We need a new
unfortunately,
flag for it.
I've been on a few panels that are pride happy or pride enthused, if you want to call it that.
I'm pride enthused.
And I emphasize also that it's also Men's Mental Health Month, and I believe a lot of guys go through shit. I know guys are going through shit right now that I support and give them love, checking on them, whatever it is, make sure they're okay. but it's also that month too, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. And your wife.
Yeah, and then my wife's like, oh, well, other months have that. I'm like, yeah, I get it, babe, but like, you know, women, and then I said that comment, women, you know, have all these months and days. Men don't have shit.
Women,
Men
the
have Father's
gays.
Day. Men's got Father's Day and Father's and their birthday. Dude, I watched a comedian. He said about all the holidays in America. Father's Day is number fucking 18. That's the most celebrated holiday in America.
Wow, I didn't
The
even know we
18th
had that many
holiday.
holidays. It's at the
They said
bottom of a
Halloween.
list.
Halloween
I
is
didn't
more
even
important
know.
than fathers. Okay.
Because May used to be, or I think May still is Mental Health Month, but then they made June specifically men's mental health. So that's what,
I believe
and
that
they
it's
probably have
just,
a women's mental health month too.
I don't give a fuck what month they pick. They can pick fucking, we can make a goddamn month. We can call it a new month, 13th month.
Well, let's just do it all the time. We could do men's mental health year round.
I mean, I think you try to personally. I think your channel goes towards that route, you know, so I support you in that sense. I think you're very open about all kind of topics, so it can be about anything you want, but I think you're very prone to driving towards that. If people bring it up, cool. If they don't, you're just going to the channel.
Yeah. Well, now we're driving toward I have our cult list, but we're doing Christian praise music, family oriented content for adults, and
Why Christian?
huh?
Why Christian? Are you Christian?
I'm not, but that just seems to be the way the trend is going. Let's see, weed. Head. Oh, I can't even read my writing. We need. Oh, this is going to be horrible. Oh, booty shorts. Yes, are going to be part of the cult.
We need glasses, bro. I need glasses too, bro. Our age is coming out. We can't see close, bro. We can see far, but I can't see close, bro. I can't play
Believer
games on my
size.
phone.
That was the other thing. What if we did like
If
some
I,
Google Glass?
if I have my phone next to my face, I can't play a game. If I'm in bed, I can't play it. It's too close. I can't see it. It's all
Well, no
blurred.
one's supposed to play anything with a phone like this.
Well,
They
you know
do
what I
that,
mean.
don't they?
I'm not doing this. I'm doing it like probably where it's at. Right now it's on my steering wheel, which is about the distance I have. I can
Okay,
read my
reasonable
name, I can read your name, but I can't read what's
How many
my
fingers
name.
am I holding up?
The middle one. I see the middle one only.
Oh, that's it? No.
There, it's three. Hit the one in the middle. Hit the one in the
I
middle.
honestly don't. I don't know. I don't remember how many. This many.
That's a Rocky 4, I think. Rocky 3 line. Hit the one in the middle. Hold on a minute. I need my medicine. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. I gotta go pee too. We can do an intermission. I think we'll do that.
Intermission time. Go right ahead.
Yeah, all right. We'll do that. I don't think we have a video. I'll just put on some music. What the hell? All right, we're gonna do a quick little intermission. We'll be right back. Oh, if you're back, just feel free to chat. Here, I'll use it a little bit. Here, talk to the audience, and I'll be right back.
Thank you, Shifty, for the no sound comments. I was reading all the people in the shout out in the chat. Shout out to Shifty telling me I have no sound. Shout out to SK8817. I can't read my own mouth, but someone possibly could. I was going up. Leggy was in the building. Shifty, I haven't seen you in a minute. You should pull up now. It's a good time. And I'm kind of weird because sometimes Jeff wants me to, I can't do what I want on the fucking camera. Sometimes it's allowed. I don't know. It is what it is. We're doing it anyways. It's 4:20 somewhere, goddammit. It's actually not 4:20. It's probably 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, whatever. You know what I mean, though. I miss you too, Mom. I haven't been here in a minute, but I kind of appreciate sometimes showing up once in a while because you're more appreciated versus being here every single day.
All right, what are you doing with my audience?
What?
Can you read his mouth? Oh, okay.
Well, I had my mute button on when I walked out the car, and I forgot it was on.
Oh.
So Shifty told me about it.
Oh, okay. Good.
Thank you
Thanks.
for having her on the panel. Well, in the
Well,
chat.
I haven't had her on the panel yet today. She won't come up. I keep trying to
Well,
get
she
her
got to
to.
pull up. She's got to pull up right now.
She has
You
a
see that part,
story.
Shifty? You got to pull up. Even they got to say hi.
Palabra
Say
Jot.
hi after that.
She promised us a story.
Palabra, yo, dile.
What does palabra mean?
It means word.
Oh,
Palabra
Jot. Okay.
Palabra is word, but like she's saying like word.
Like word. Like what's word? Hey, word, man.
Yeah, like word means like I got you. All right, cool. Word, or I agree with you, or vice versa.
Oh.
Like Jen up is Catholic. Word.
Word.
That's what that would mean.
Yeah. Word. I hear you. Know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Word.
Know what I mean?
And that's one of our cult things because we're gonna have a word for our cult that we're trying
Hey,
to
but
spread.
listen, Jeff, you can't say you know what I'm saying. You gotta say, nah, I'm saying.
Nah, I'm saying. Like Fenty.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm saying.
You gotta say it right.
Know
Nah, I'm saying.
No, I'm saying.
Nah, I
It's
mean.
no, I'm saying. I guess it's dialect. It's probably nah, I'm saying where you come from. It's no,
Well,
I'm saying.
it is, but I mean, they know when you say it like that, they know what the fuck you mean.
Nah,
I'm saying.
Nah, man. Nah, man.
Nah, I mean.
Nah, I mean. You know. Nah, I'm saying.
Oh. Hey, Jeff, I got a promotion at work, and I'm a supervisor now.
I mean, that's great news. I'm surprised it took this like you weren't already. That's good.
So I've
That's
been there
excellent.
10 years.
Is that
But-
normal for like supervise, like developmental track?
No, not really. It's a whole nother world, to be honest.
Because you design fire trucks or build fire
But
trucks.
I build them. I don't design them. I build them. There's
You
a
actually
designer.
put them
There's
together.
designers in our company that design them and engineer them. We just build them.
And then they give it to you, and you put them together, assemble.
Yeah, but it's not like
IKEA furniture.
it's not IKEA furniture. First of all, like
They send
and
you the
second of
diagram.
all, like it's literally everything is like custom. Like you don't have like holes set up here. These are your 3 holes. Put this insert here. Turn this screw in. It'll tighten up your shelf where we want it at. It's like you're literally doing a lot of manufacturing and building it custom to how you want it.
You have to make everything fit. Like
Yeah. And everybody
Redesign.
has unique. Every customer has a unique layout.
How long does it take you to like put together one truck? Think
We can
about it
build
and let us know.
We can build it about it. We can build a truck about probably complete from chassis, frame, tires to a body, a cab, a pump house. Probably about 35 days.
Ooh, nice. I don't know if that's good. Hey, when you go to the dentist, do they hand you a mirror after they're through to see your teeth?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's up, Shifty?
That is so crazy. I still can't believe that. I'm so traumatized.
I'm glad he made you laugh. I'm glad he made you laugh because that laughter is like it's contagious and it makes you feel good. So I appreciate you laughing like that.
I even have it.
Oh my god. Well, I just wanted to
Look,
say
she made
hi.
us all. Hey, Jeff,
No,
she made
not
us all
just say
laugh and
hi.
smile.
You have a story to tell.
No, I don't
She
want
made
to. I
us all laugh and
can't
smile.
say.
Go ahead, Tiffany.
Well, congratulations on your promotion. Salute. Cheers. All the
I appreciate it.
things. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful news.
Yeah,
That's
So,
you
some
put a
good
smile
stuff.
on my face though, so I appreciate you bringing that in, and I appreciate you pulling it up. I miss you too. I miss you too. Makes it feel any better. I miss you too.
thank you very much. I'm glad all my threats to your bosses have worked finally. All my dear sir and madam. Fuck you. Give him a raise.
Promotion.
Check yes
Nice.
or no for promotion. you know. Anyway.
But you know what though? I actually lost money getting this promotion.
But you
What?
gave respect.
Wait, what? Okay, are you wage or are you salary now and you lost money? Because you don't get
I'm
overtime?
salary now. Before I was not salary.
You're still okay?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like I don't know, man.
How?
Like I don't look at money like that no more, Jeff. Like I just don't.
Wow.
Like I make good money, but I'm not. I don't like work to like get more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I work
No, it makes
because
sense.
I enjoy my job and I enjoy being myself. If that
Yeah.
entitles me to more money, cool. But I'm not gonna be asking for it. Like, hey, I want a raise. It's more like, you know what? I'm gonna do me and fuck the money. Like, I'm good where I'm at. I'm happy with what I got.
But they that's probably why you're there 10 years. They love people like that.
A lot of guys are not like that, unfortunately. That work. A lot of guys are just bitch and complain, and they've been there longer than me, and it is what it is. I don't care. I got haters because I got promoted.
Well, yeah, you too.
I
I'm the
have haters no matter
supervisor
what.
now. Y'all just got to deal with it.
But
Head
it's no different
Puerto
than
Rican.
goddamn military, bro. It's no different than military. I've been a supervisor before. The role. The role is something you get and you gain, and in life you probably learn lessons from your tribulations you've gotten in life, work, whatever it may be, that ultimately will affect you in your job now. But I mean, to me, it's no different. I feel like you are who you believe you are. I'm a strong believer in that. Just be you consistently. Don't change.
You put the super in supervisor. Mm-hmm.
So
all right, I'm going through a tunnel. I gotta go. But
no, you don't have to go.
Thank you for pulling up. Thank you so much for pulling up. You're gonna go. I got you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Don't read the book in
closure. I need closure.
I gotta tell you privately because otherwise it'll expose too much and people will be all like, tell me more, like who else did you party
What
with?
album was it? Will you at least tell me that? Like what?
Never.
Tell me more.
Oh no, I'm getting promoted. I gotta go. Bye.
Right.
Shout out to her, man.
I suppose. Yeah. Yes. Now shout out. Yay. Thank you.
You have to give her a shout out, man. She pulled up too. She was on the chat the whole time. She pulled up though, so you gotta give her love, man.
I do.
And she's always good people. She always comes in. She
probably gets more love than I give most people.
She's always got positive
I don't have a lot of
vibes.
love.
That's what I love about her. No matter what's going on, it could be a shitty situation. She comes in, changes the topic, positive vibes.
Well, sometimes she brings shitty situations though. Like
you know what? I haven't seen it, but I would love to see it because it's like it's like insulting you with a comment.
A lot of trials and tribulations.
Or a compliment
that she goes through. Like the dentist thing. You didn't hear her dentist trauma from the other day.
Oh no. Fucking dentists, those motherfuckers fucking make an arm and a leg and they just pull your fucking teeth out whenever they want. Oh, pull your teeth out and then you let the person.
You have the
You as a
You and
person.
cops, you and dentists, you have the weirdest experiences with people.
No, I don't. Like I'm cool. My teeth are all good, but my father-in-law was a dentist, so I know what dentists do, and I
Yes,
feel
they
like
do pull teeth.
So a lot of
The oral
times
surgeons do.
now, you know, it is up to us too to go to the dentist too. I mean, if you don't go to the dentist and you wait 5 years, and now you go in, the reason why your tooth fucking hurts so bad is because it's fucking rotted all the way up to your goddamn nerve. You waited too long. But
Yeah.
they
10
want to pull the
years is-
tooth out, and then people sit here with a blank space in their mouth, and to fix that shit, it's like fucking $4,000, dude. Who the fuck knows?
Do you have insurance? You surely have dental insurance where you
I
are.
got free insurance, bro, but I got insurance.
So usually it's just a copay.
I
Unless
have
you want the
insurance through my
nitrous.
job, but I got free insurance through the military
Oh,
for the Marine Corps.
so you don't pay $4,000.
No, I don't pay for it, but that doesn't change the fact that most people
Well, why are you
don't
mad?
have. Because
You're mad
bro,
that
it's not
it's
even that
4,000 even though
Because
you have
to
to pay
me-
it.
Okay, because to me, not everybody has that. Some people like you're paying for it. Even with insurance, you're still paying $3,000 to get a new tooth, Jeff. If someone knocks it
No,
out,
a lot
or
of
it
times,
falls
poor people
out or
have other
whatever.
options. They go to the dental students at the colleges sometimes have programs where they do it for a lot cheaper. Here in Seattle, they have like the dental truck that goes around, and you can go to different locations and see these like roving dentists that go around and fix people's teeth. So if you don't have insurance or can't afford the 4,000, there's usually other options.
Okay, so there is options. There's some
social
dentists
safety
have
net.
grants through counties. You're right. I'm not saying that, but still, they just say you don't have that. The fact that it's
Your
$4,000.
teeth fall out.
And check this out. Check this out. When I got divorced, fucking like 14 years ago, I lived in a home where a guy did the teeth for the dentist. So the dentist would see you, right? For example, which be my father-in-law. I'm pulling his tooth out, bam, 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 bam. And this guy has contracts with dentists where he builds the crown, the tooth, all that shit. And he would just sit back home and get drunk and just get your tooth. He'd be like, oh, I got these 3 to do today. He would have all 3 all done. He's fucking shit-faced drunk. This guy would get drunk every night where he couldn't even barely walk. But he would do the teeth in his house. He'd build them, do the crown, they give him the molding. He sends that back to the dentist. And this guy's in a trailer park or whatever, just building these goddamn teeth, dog. And sending them back to the dentist. And they're probably paying him, like, I don't know, probably like $500, $800 a tooth. Like, he's not getting paid a lot of money versus what they're charging you for the goddamn tooth. That's
I
my
wonder. You
problem.
think it's
So-
just one guy?
So when I'm
or
mad about it, Jeff, is because I know how it all works.
you're
though.
thinking
That's
about
it is.
all the people who are having their teeth made by drunk guys in trailer parks.
Or the dentist charging you that goddamn much money. You know what's so funny?
To
Medical
me-
bills.
okay.
Check this out. Check this out. Medical bills, dental bills. They go out to your insurance, right? Boom. So they go out, goes to your insurance. Your insurance can fucking decide what they want to pay you for that. Oh, you're charging $4,000? I'm sorry, only giving you 25.
Yeah, but not just
What
on
I mean-
whim. They
what I
do
mean.
it within guidelines that they have set out for them.
My bad. I'm sorry.
You were
It's my mother-in-law.
railing about the dentist, but to me, if you're so bothered by, you're at the dentist and you're bothered about that, you're gonna be bothered about a whole bunch of other things as you go about your day in your life. Like you just have that kind of
Hold on.
nervous
First of all, you're
system
seeing
that
it the wrong way. No, you're seeing it the wrong way. Like, I'm a true believer your auto shop. You go to an auto shop, your car's making a noise. It won't start, right? Now, I can fix that part myself. We'll call it brakes. Brakes, for example. Brakes and rotors on your car. Are you a mechanic at all, Jeff?
I can't even change my oil.
Okay, cool. All right. So brakes and rotors, if you go to an auto shop, they're gonna probably charge you $600, $800 to do that job. You could do it yourself for probably $110.
If you know how. It's worth it to me to pay someone else to do it.
Okay, I get it. The problem with me is, I use that as an example, when it comes to the medical field, they upcharge everything. Everything's like, it's like you're flying
all
first class when
businesses
you're
do
not.
that. McDonald's upcharges shit. All businesses do that.
You're right. So do dealerships and cars, and that's my problem.
So if
when
that
you say
bothers
I'm
you,
mad,
like
hold
instead
on.
of
When you
going
say
to
I'm
the
mad,
dentist and
I'm
I
mad at
went
all
to the
the
dentist and
motherfuckers.
got my
I'm
teeth
mad.
cleaned. It's I went to the dentist and they charge people this and oh my god they charge this and people's gold teeth to be like you're torturing yourself.
All of them are fucking bad. Fuck all of them motherfuckers. I'm cool with it though. I'll pay it, but I have a right to say what I want to feel about it. I'm just telling my opinion.
Yeah, you can.
Now, I fix my own shit in my car. I fix my own shit in my house. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm fixing it myself. If it's a job that I know I can't handle, then I'm gonna pay for it. But other than that, I'm trying it myself. I don't give a fuck. I'm not paying you 5, 6 times what the job costs.
That's very manly. Like it's a man thing.
Unless it's like a holiday. Say it's Christmas, and I'm calling you in to come in. Like, for example, my furnace went bad, like on Thanksgiving. Like the day of Thanksgiving, my wife's calling me, babe, I don't know why the furnace won't come on. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was on this morning. What the fuck you mean it won't come on? So I get out after work, I go look at it. I'm troubleshooting. I'm like, oh, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. I call a dude up. Hey, what's it gonna cost to look at my furnace today? I got family coming over tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, honest to God, just to go to your house, it's $400. That's what he told me. Just to go to my house. He's like, and that's, I'm not saying what's going to be. It could be something simple, it could be something hard. I'm not sure. I'm like, well, I know about furnaces. I'm like, cool. I'm like, but you guys could come. He's like, I can come tonight. If I come on 2 days later, it'd be half of that. So you're saving half. But because of the holiday, we're giving it a holiday rate. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know what it was, Jeff? My brother-in-law came to my house. He put his laundry basket by the furnace and he hit my fucking furnace door for my filter. So it's got an interlock on it. Like if the door is pulled open, the furnace will not run.
How did you figure that out?
Because I pulled out my tools. I pulled out a multimeter.
Oh, and you started looking at
shit.
it. So you were able to get by without the $4,000 or
$400. Yeah, but I wanted to know I'm like, all right, cool. I want to know if you can come. That's all I want to know. And if you do come, what's it going to cost? I'm like, all right, cool. I know that. Fuck that. I'm not paying that. I'm going to look at this shit myself. What's going on here? I mean, I'm an electrician, right? I got to be able to figure this shit out. The problem is, do I want to figure it out? Do I want to? Is my time worth the $400?
Worth it? Yeah.
That's what it boils down to at the end.
Yeah.
So I told myself, and dude, it was a fucking goddamn that. Yo, you can change your brakes in like probably 30 minutes, Jeff. Yourself on your car. You can change your own oil.
I know. I probably could. It's not worth it. There's too many risks. It's not worth it to me. For me,
is it, dude.
Yes. And I guarantee, if I was at your house and you watched me do it, you would say, Jeff, get out from under that car. Go bring your car to Walmart next time you need to do this. This is not for you.
No, you know what I would do? I'm like, Jeff, you know what? You're doing this wrong. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you how to do it.
You do that for a little while.
No, I would do it the whole time, Jeff. I'd be frustrated inside, but I wouldn't show it to you. And to me, I'm going to teach you how to do it. So the next time, you're going to sit there and be like, oh, Joe told me this, and now I know how to do it, and now I learned my lesson. And I'm also going to let you fuck up. That I won't stop you from doing. When I see you doing something fucked, I'm gonna let him do it. You need to learn. So when you're there trying to pull the air filter, the oil filter out, and you can't get it out, and you try to grab it, I'm laughing. I'm like laughing in the inside or on the outside. I'm like, ah. And now you're like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, bro,
Come on, Jeff. I believe in you. I know you can
here
do
you go,
this.
man. Think about what you're doing, Jeff. And I would tell you, think about what you're doing. How are you holding that? Think about where you're turning that. Is that moving?
That's all the shit I can. That's exactly what you described.
No, it's
I
not.
can't do all of that.
If you have someone who's patient to teach
Don't ask me to think
you would
about my
actually
body.
enjoy it. And I bet you would save money doing it yourself. And I'll make you feel better.
I need it.
Because now you got $600. Now you got $600 to donate to anybody's channel, to fucking go shopping, to go fucking eating, to do what the fuck you want to do.
I think if you watch me try to change oil, you would regret, and you would say, "Oh God, no, that was horrible advice. I should never have told him that."
You know what? I would stand your fucking ass.
Now I oil
until
my
you
car.
fucking learned it. I would make that 30-minute job a 2-hour job, and I would go through everything that you filled on, and I would continue to fucking let you learn.
I like
But
that.
I want you to learn.
I do. I like that way of that most people don't have the patience.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I don't let you learn, you're just having somebody else doing it for you all the time. Why not? You can do it yourself.
Exactly.
What's the point of being pissed off at you and me taking over your job? And he's like, oh, here, get out of the way. I'll do it. You fucking moron. You don't know shit. And then that makes you feel less confident about doing it again. Or even trying to do it again.
No, it validates what I've been trying to tell you already. I'll be like, oh,
no,
yeah,
see.
You know,
That's my problem with you. That's my problem. You know what? If you want a video call me, I will walk through with you how to change your fucking shit.
Well, no, I'm not going to risk it on this newly acquired vehicle. But shit, I forgot what I was going to say. It was profound too. I know it was. It'll come back.
That's all right.
Something about your.
You know what?
You have never seen me try to handle physical objects and fine motor coordination and detail and that kind of stuff. The minute you watch me try to do that, it's gonna click in your brain.
Okay, I would tell you this: your hand and coordination is very well. You use it. You use your hands a lot when you speak, so you know how to use your hands. You know how to move. It's a matter of you understanding what you're trying to do. Now, you don't believe in yourself, which is cool, but I'm gonna make you believe in yourself and let you know that you have the confidence in you to do the goddamn job.
I know it sounds way too good to be true. I have too much experience with this. People try like this. Think exactly what you think, and having that fantasy crash on the rocky shores of reality.
It's not a fantasy crash or a crush. I don't even want
it. Is. I know how you see it in your head, how you think it's going to go.
I would tell you,
once we start working together, all that's going to get revised.
I can help you change your brakes, dog. That's all I'm trying to say, dog. That's all I'm trying to say, dog. If you need a new door put on, if you need rough shingles, if you fucking need a window, door, plumbing, toilet, new sink, I can help you with all that shit.
It'd be fun to live stream some of that if people ever need that.
It could, but someone can be like, technically I'm not like, I'm teaching you what I know. You're not like a certified person. Unless you would be certified, you couldn't really make a video about something like that.
Yeah, but as long as they know that and agree, as long as they have that knowledge.
That too. Like, I'm not a certified mechanic, but this is how you fucking lead your fucking brakes. This is how
as long as you can tell Judge Judy, Your Honor, I let him know all that before, and he was okay with it.
You started that way. Just so before we started the video.
Yeah, well, that's his stupid luck. You should not have been a fool, idiot.
He told you could have been a fool. I'm just trying to tell you how it is and weird, but you continue to do it that way, anyways. Like I've seen videos on cars where people like cut things to get something out. And I'm like, huh.
Do you
Go ahead.
are you gonna teach your daughter all that? Do you teach your daughter how to change her oil and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah. I did my daughter's headlights, to the whole headlight assembly out. I had to pull the bumper off her fucking car and the wheel well liner on the driver
Oh,
passenger
because it's
side.
those new headlights that you can't just
Yeah,
swap out.
well, you can't pull them out and just pull the head, not the headlight,
Yeah.
the whole headlight assembly, the whole headlight. She had a deer, you know, all this kind of shit. So like my son, flat tire, you know, we did his brakes. I did him, hey, here, I'm doing one side, you're doing the other side. I'm gonna watch you. And he did the other side.
Wow.
Like,
That's gotta feel
if you don't
good
teach your
too.
kids this shit, your fucking kids are gonna call you on the side of the road, like, Dad, I got a flat. And if you kick it in the guy, and you know what, kids nowadays, to be honest, they're on the goddamn internet, they're on their phones, they don't know how to do that shit.
They're
It's
on
not
the
taught in
internet,
school.
on the phone. They got YouTube at their fingertips. My
They
co-host
could, they don't.
had some like car he was trying to repair, like deep inside the thing.
They
And
could.
he
That's the
watched
problem.
YouTube videos for
They don't
weeks,
know how
and
to
he
go on
fixed his
YouTube.
entire car from watching YouTube. He took
They
the
don't know
whole
how to
thing
go on
apart.
YouTube. They don't know how to go on YouTube to how to change the
I
flat
don't
tire,
believe
but
that.
they can find
TikTok,
out
whatever
how
he
many
uses.
followers this song person has. They have all this about this, that, but they can't find out how to change the goddamn flat
I don't
tire.
believe that kids cannot go on TikTok and look up how to change a flat tire. They
How
do.
about
They
an
learn
oil change?
even
How about an
adults
oil
are
change?
learning from YouTube.
How about an oil change? Can I learn that from YouTube or TikTok?
On YouTube, TikTok video, yes. That's
Okay,
somewhere
so
on
if
the
kids can
internet.
do it, why don't you fucking do it, motherfucker?
Because I don't trust myself. I explained why.
So maybe
When
they
I
don't trust
when I
themselves
watched
either.
when I put that video on and
Okay,
start to
so
follow
maybe
the
like you
steps,
feel,
every
maybe
disaster
how you
that's
feel,
possible to
Jeff.
happen is going to happen.
Maybe how you feel is how they feel. Like, oh my God, I can never do it. I don't even know how to do that. I never done that
But
before
you're
in my
saying
life.
they don't even know how to find the information that it's out there. I can at least look it up and see how to do it, even though I wouldn't.
I use that as
take
an
it on
example.
myself.
I use that because some kids don't know how to look it up. So I use that as an example. But in reality, even when I look up videos, they don't know how to handle a drill, they don't know what a wrench is. They don't know measurements. They don't know what a ruler is.
What about a protractor?
They don't know
Do they still
16s.
used to
They
have
don't
to
know
buy
30
those
seconds, 64s.
supplies?
They don't know quarter inch, half inch. It's like, it's fractions, bro. It's fractions. You don't know fractions?
I know fractions.
I think it's the new math, bro. It's the fucking new math.
Oh
That's
yeah, I had to teach the new math. I couldn't learn it. I had to get the kids to teach it to me.
Dude,
It was weird.
I helped my son.
It
I helped my
wasn't
son with his
intuitive.
math like 2 years ago, and he was like lost. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna help you with the math, and I did the math, and he was like, Dad, I'm like, you're doing it wrong. I'm like, no, I'm not. I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm teaching you this way. At the end of the day, the answer is gonna be the same. So the answer is not incorrect. Okay, the answer to the equation is correct. Now the way I did it, you're grading me on that. So you're not grading me on my answer. I didn't cheat. I didn't guess. And I even gave you the math. So then I told the teacher, I'm like, you know what? And she graded it all wrong. So I called the school. And I told them that. I said, my son's answers are all right. Why are you giving my son a fail on his paperwork? And they're, oh, we're teaching
Because they
this.
didn't
I'm
do
like,
it the
okay.
new way.
They're teaching new math. I said, okay, the new math is new. I'm like, why is that? Why does that have to be priority? Now I understand you're teaching them that, you're a teacher, but my son got the answer. It's so different writing a goddamn paper. The papers are all the same, right? You give a kid a topic. I need a paper turned in by Friday about fucking neurons or fucking blood cells, red blood cells. They're all going to be roughly the same, but they're going about it. They're not wrong. He's doing the same shit then.
What did she say?
Why is he wrong? Now, if he did that math, and the answer was wrong, that I understand.
What'd she say when you told her that?
Well, they're basically trying to prioritize the fucking new math. And I'm like, okay, I also brought up the cursive language. You guys don't teach cursive no more. And they're like, yeah, we don't. I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal. But the Declaration of Independence is written in cursive, which is all our goddamn amendments.
Oh, they can't. You mean they can't even read Curtin, much less write
They
it?
can't.
They're not even teaching them how to read it.
Yeah. They don't teach them that shit no more, dude. I'm boring fucking goddamn. He's fucking yawning. Jesus Christ.
Phil, don't.
I got fucking Jeff yawning. You see that shit?
They stopped. They don't have Schoolhouse Rock anymore, too. I think that was behind a lot of this.
There you go. That's your fucking thing that bothers you. Schoolhouse Rock. I wasn't into that shit.
They don't memorize their timetables anymore either. Do you remember doing that? That's how I know multiplication, because I just know from memory what the numbers
So do I.
are. Now they work out each individual 7 times 8, and they do this little grid
and
or
the
something.
Whole, and the whole multiplication thing, memorizing that, how about division? Now you know fractions. And once you know division, you have multiplication, division, now you have fractions. It's all fucking simple math, dude. Why are you making it harder? You're making something so simple into a harder process.
And they're lowering SAT requirements at the same time.
Oh my God. The fucking teachers are fucking getting highway robbery, dog.
I don't know. I hope we can compete with China and India and all the other countries that are nurturing their smart people.
We should nurture all people, dude, not just smart people. Some people may start dumb and turn to geniuses.
Like all the people are not going to be the ones that help us out compete our adversaries.
But everybody should get the equal amount of education and treatment, and let
no,
them,
everybody doesn't need an equal amount.
You need to have a fucking auto class in your goddamn school, change how to change the goddamn oil, and then you fucking know how to do it.
No, where are they going to teach that?
You know what? You know what's so funny? I went to a technical high school. Okay, so for 4 years, you're studying a technical trade. So when I graduated, I had a carpentry diploma for 4 years and a high school diploma. This school had 50 trades: electrical, electronics, nursing, fucking business management, diesel mechanic, auto body, fucking printing, building and grounds.
Where was this?
Carpentry.
It's in Puerto Rico.
Data processing, nursing.
Where was this? Was a high school? Where was this?
It's in Massachusetts. It's called Dean Tech. Dean Technical. The guy's name was Dean William something, and it was a.
Do they still have it?
No, it closed down.
We were talking about that yesterday. Of like schools used to have that in the schools. They had it. If you didn't go to college or something, they gave you an alternative path to a trade or a career that you could get from within high school.
You know what's so funny? They had cooking class. They had everything, bro. Listen, when you were a freshman, it's not home ec. It's like this is your trade. It's not like home ec. Like middle school.
For the
it's completely different. Yeah. So when you were a freshman, you go through every trade for 2.5 days. So half your year is trying every trade out. We don't know where you're at. You might like electronics versus computers. Yeah. You might like graphic arts versus carpentry.
And this is a high school, like you get all your regular high school academics.
Yes, and the way it works is this: for 1 week you were in trade, the following week you were academics. So academics were double. You did 2 weeks of academics in 1 week. So our periods were like an hour and a half, and they alternated it. Okay, so you did that your freshman year. Halfway in freshman year, you went through all the trades and you picked a trade. You know what? I want to become an electrician or a welder. Cool. So now you're in that trade. The rest of that half your year, you're in that trade as a freshman. When you're a sophomore, if you have enough trade or the teachers feel that you're gaining very well in your trade, you can get a job through the school. And the school will get you a job in the trade field. So the week that you had trade, you weren't even at school. You were working at an actual job that was part of your trade. And that was only available at a sophomore, maybe a junior.
Why did it close?
get
You
it at
think
senior.
are they becoming less and less?
No, budget. You also had to have a certain GPA to get into the school. You couldn't come in with a 1.5, for example, 2.0. I think they wanted minimal was like 2.8.
Wow.
And then when you graduated, like there were kids at 16 making $18 an hour in fucking 1994.
That's what we need. We need something
That's
that
a lot of
transitions
money, though,
to
94.
a working wage, a living wage.
And when they
living
graduated,
job.
they got 2 diplomas. Diploma in their trade and a diploma from high school.
Was it free? Like it was the state sponsored?
It was free.
Public
You didn't pay for shit. You just had to get a GPA to get into it. You had to apply and they reviewed you. Yes, you can come in. We had 2 high schools in our town. Now we only got 1. We're back to the 1. That school was built 4 years before I got into it. And it closed like in 2000, I think 14. Maybe 16. I'm not sure, but it closed down. It's a school now, but now it's a charter school.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if they run it the same way or not, but the school has 3 fucking levels on it. I don't know, man. I think trade schools, I mean, there's kids finishing high school right now and then going to technical colleges for 2 years just to learn a trade. And who's to say that was the trade that they actually wanted? They didn't even see other trades they didn't want to get into.
What trade did you end up with at your program?
Carpentry.
Oh, okay.
Like my dad was a carpenter. My uncle's an electrician. I had another uncle that installed carpets in houses. I had another uncle that was a framer. So for me, I just got into that field. I feel like that was a good field for me to get into. And then I learned electronics, electrician. I learned plumbing all through them.
Wow.
They taught me everything I know. I mean, we've evolved through time, but everything in my base core all came from my family.
I hope that young guys are still getting this somewhere today, the ones that are a fit for this path.
My son graduated here in May, and while his senior year they offered something like that, but it wasn't a full. It's more like, hey, I'm going to show you a few things, and you might want to like this. You might steer towards that on your own.
Our school had like an entire wing of the school that had like a welding shop, a mechanics shop. Like they built the school set up to teach this kind of stuff. It was built into the way the building was set up.
But the high schools being built now, they're just about security. Fucking, they look like goddamn prisons, to be honest.
The ones I taught at, some of the ones I taught at, you had to go through the metal detector just to get in the school. They had armed security guards at the schools.
Yeah, we had cops in my school when I was going there.
We didn't have any of that. I don't even think we had security at all. If there was any kind of incident, you just like went to the principal or told a teacher. There was not even like security you could even call. We didn't have that. It was teachers and students. And that's
I'm gonna fucking text B-Say. B-Say is calling me. Hold on a minute.
Oh, we get to listen in. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. I'll be back.
All right. We there? Can you hear me? You want to mute?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
What's he been up to?
Yo, internet guy said veterinarians are worse than doctors. They fucking are. Dude, my dog had a fucking like a hematoma, like a blood containment in his ear from shaking his ear so much from an ear infection. To drain that shit out, just to drain it out, dude. A simple drain, nothing even like putting him under or anything like that, was $700 fucking, dude. That's fucking highway robbery.
Do you have insurance for that, or you have to pay it all out of pocket?
I had to pay it all. Unfortunately, that just so you know, Jeff. I mean, if people don't know, if you get insurance for your dog, you have to get it when you first buy them. Like you can't buy them 3 years later
because it's too late.
Yeah, because if you have the dog 3 years, they look back at all the records. Oh, wait, where you been going? Who's your vet? Okay, cool. They go to the vet. Give me all his medical records. Anything that he's had in the past will be declined in the future here on out. So he has allergies. He has these things, blah, blah, blah. So anything that happens from that, they will decline that. So if you get pet insurance, which I highly recommend, to be honest, but if you're going to get it, you get it from the minute the dog is in your possession and you living with you. Before he goes to his first vet appointment. There's no record of him being dirty or anything he's got. You go to your first vet appointment and they tell you, oh, he's got this deformity, he has that, who knows, blah, blah, blah. He's got some allergies. You're already fucked. All that will be declined. I told BC I'm on your channel. Maybe he'll roll up.
Oh, what is he been up to? I saw he went live the other day about something. Like a nothing burger.
BC's doing good, man. I holler him a lot. You know, that's my homie in the streets.
Oh.
Both of us travel, bro. Both of us travel. And we don't like no problems, dog. We like this conversation about weird shit. We don't want to like start problems on panels. We don't want to like do nothing stupid. We're pretty laid back and cool. So we try to find panels that are fucking that way, essentially.
Do you find a lot of them? To me, most people don't want trouble. They're on here to talk about weird stuff.
But sometimes you come onto a panel for the first time and there's already drama going on in the back streets that you're not aware of.
Oh yeah, for
you're coming in for the first time, and then God forbid you're talking to that person that you met for the first time, and they seem pretty cool with you, but now someone comes up, oh fuck that bitch, and then it turns to fucking holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? I don't got a problem with you, I don't got a problem with her, but what the fuck? Why did this topic just change from pet insurance to fuck you bitch, and now we're on this shit?
And that's just only one person, but a lot of that's on the host too, how they run their panels.
True, but I mean, the thing about it is, as a host, I imagine. I mean, I've done lives. Sometimes it's hard to find out the prediction of who's coming up, how they're coming up. Now you could say, "Oh, chill out, I don't want that right now," but you know the person's still there and they're still hot, so the hostility.
Especially if you don't know them. I got to a point where I had to remember.
My wife's calling me. Hold on a minute. My bad.
There was a point for a while I had to I still do kind of have to do it. Like certain combinations of people can't be on the panel together. And I'd have to remember, if this person's on, don't let this person on. These two can't be on together. That kind of stuff. And sometimes I'd forget and accidentally let the wrong person on. And the drama would start almost instantly. I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember. I wasn't supposed to have you on with that person. So a lot of times you can manage it that way too, if you can just remember the different combinations, the volatile combinations of people to avoid. Because some people are like okay by themselves or with other people, but when that one antagonist comes on, that's when they can't. They don't have the full coping. Like, what happened? Did he? Oh, he must have dropped off. That's what happened. All right. Well, what do y'all want to do? I can keep it going for a little while longer, or we can call it a night. I don't know if they're gonna come back or not. I don't really have anything else. Tomorrow is. I'm still going to be here the usual time, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, but I might be out and about after that at some point. So look for that tomorrow. And then Saturday, we're going to Pride. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up. Take care, everybody. Have fun. See you tomorrow. And enjoy your FIFA games if you're watching them. FIFA. All right. Bye. Take care.